Hey now.
Hey later.
Yeah, hey later too. Hey now, hey later, hey in between. Hey yesterday.
Hey every time.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, Jesse just answered me, said, 1 sec, dude. Alright, let me spread the word that we're live.
Post in all the things.
Indeed. All the Discord servers that I have to post in. Shit.
This is going off to a great start.
No, it's just, you know, some of these Discord servers have like 5 million channels, and I need to get the right one. Oh, there we go. Like, if there's so many channels in your Discord server that I have to scroll to see them all, that's entirely too many.
You're so totally talking about Kyle's.
No, Kyle cut it down.
Oh.
Like, because I said, like, dude, like, so he's like, why isn't my Discord active? Like, people aren't talking, people are leaving, and I'm like, well, there's too many channels. Nobody knows where to talk. I see, you just cut it down. Like, if you have to scroll, there's too many. And he organized the shit out of it. Like, it is really good now. Like, it's still more than what I have, but it's manageable.
Yeah, in a lot of servers I'm in, I am a mod, and I try to organize them really well.
Hello.
Hello, Jesse. Hey, Wayne. Wayne's in the chat saying, "Oh shit, son."
Hello.
Hello. La la la.
Hi.
And now it's just like, hi. I guess you haven't seen that episode.
Hey. No, I
Hey,
haven't.
Chris. It was a Seinfeld where Jerry.
I'm surprised and I don't remember it.
Jerry was dating this girl, and he liked to, like, when she would fall asleep, he'd like to pretend that her belly button would talk to him. I'm like, what does it sound like? Like this. Hello. And
I wish my belly button would do that.
I know, right? So, like, him and his friends are just greeting each other. Hello. La la la. You know. And she found out about it, and she was, like, really offended. Hey, Junebug Films. Hey, Riddle, how's it going, guys? And she told him that if he wanted to continue to date her, he could never do the voice again.
Oh no.
And the funny thing was, like, everybody, like, his friends were kind of, like, sick of the voice, but then he decided that he needed to do it, so he goes to see her, and he goes to her apartment, and he knocks on the door, and she opens the door, and she's like, "Hi, Jerry," and he goes, "Hello!" And she slams the door in his face, and he walks off like, "La la la."
Oh my god.
Like, hello, la la la, you know.
I feel like I watched like every episode of that
I literally
5 times.
have watched every episode. I don't know, 5 times, maybe like 3 times. Maybe
Like,
3.
It was what was on while you were
Yeah.
waiting for your mom to cook dinner.
You see, my mom hated Seinfeld, so, like, you had to watch it when she wasn't around, or she'd come in like, "No, why are you watching this?" Like, she'd complain about it. Like, she wouldn't bar you from watching it.
Nasally about it?
No, that's just me being a jerk. But, she wasn't nasally about it at all. But anyway, guys, I'm going to step away briefly. I'm going to get myself a water. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Gibbs will be in charge. Even though Gunny's the one watching everybody on the stream starting soon. He's not in the room, though. That's just his image, you guys. Hello, Terry. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Tara's in.
Gibbs, you're in charge till I get back. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Definitely don't do anything I would do.
Bonjour.
It's like a gray area. That's where you operate. Friendly neighborhood gives you.
This gives him so many just wormholes.
Oh my god, look at this chat.
Look at it. It's so active. Kids get in the trash. Make a personal statement.
Get in the trash. No, don't do it, Gibbs. Don't listen to Chris.
Hey guys, that's always what my parents' dog did. Was as soon as like they went away or did anything like longer than they should have, then he'd always like pull something out of the trash and then wreck it.
They probably wait like an extra 5 to 10 seconds just to be sure. Okay, let's go.
They would just like they'd go out to dinner and he's like, no, I'm really mad about this, and then they come home and there's like newspaper shredded everywhere.
If Necro comes back and Gibbs is playing MK11, I will eat my hat.
That would be the greatest thing in the world. Honestly.
I wonder who Gibbs would play as. Who would Gibbs main in MK11?
Okay, I don't know names too well, but you know the four-armed cat?
Oh, yeah, I'm not very familiar with 11, really, but I know which one you mean by appearance.
Yeah. Like, I don't,
Hello.
yeah, Kintaro.
La la
I
la.
don't say words like this.
We got a question. Who do you think Gibbs would main in MK11?
I've decided it's Kintaro.
In 11, well, Kintaro's not in the game.
Well, he would anyway.
I feel like he would go for Geras because he would want to play that like overpowered, you know, like
1-2 done.
Yeah, he would want to be like the overpowered like tournament guy that nobody wants to play against. Gibbs would want to
just brings the whole tourney down.
Yeah, he'd just want to annoy the shit out of you. Because let me tell you, as much as I love this dog, he has a knack. He has a knack for annoying the shit out of people.
They always do.
Oh, dude, if you... Wayne, if you need a bag of dog shit to throw at neo-Nazis, I got you covered. We got some dog shit.
If you need a really nattering sound of just a cat meowing for hours on end, I can record that for you.
Okay, there you go. Mortal Kombat 2 Shao Kahn. There you go. Yeah, just the hammer. Shoulder charge. Collector because he has 4 arms. Okay, Chris has a good point. And Gibbs does like to collect things. All right, guys, we're gonna fade the music out. We're gonna get this going here. Welcome to the list, critics, everybody. I'm NecroVMX. I got a Jesse and a Noun with me. Just to real quick before we even start to address the elephant in the room. Unfortunately, Kyle couldn't be with us today because he didn't have any time on his schedule to do this. And he actually showed. I thought he was exaggerating. He showed me his schedule, and it's fucked up. The guy has like no free time for the first 2 weeks of his RA job. So that, GG.
His business is indeed that serious.
Yeah, Sarah's business. But he did text me earlier and said that if possible, if things go well at his RA training today, that he may join us towards the end of the episode. So
he'd do a cameo spot.
Yeah, the Kyle cameo, right? Okay, so I'm woefully unprepared here. I need my Tumblr gets deep here. So let's oh my. Okay, so are you guys ready? Let's do this.
Let's jump on in.
I don't know if we did your Metallica list, Jazz. We might have. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we're going to start as we normally do with Pleated Jeans 21 instances of Tumblr getting deep. Number 1. This one doesn't have names on it. So the first person says, so I was writing a small paper in Microsoft Word and the program suddenly crashed. I saved a couple of minutes before, thank God. And I got this message in the corner of my screen 2 seconds afterward. So it's a Steam alert and it says Microsoft Word with the logo and everything is now playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. What the fuck? So obviously somebody on their Steam list named themselves Microsoft Word and gave themselves the icon. But it's amazing that the Steam crashes and then bloop, that pops up.
So, okay, when are we gonna expect a release of Skyrim on Microsoft Word
I
somehow?
wouldn't be
It's released on
surprised.
every goddamn thing else.
Why
I
not?
don't know. I would expect Word to play something like Mavis Beacon teaches typing,
There's no nudes in it
or
though.
typing of the
Christ.
dead.
There's no nudes in it though.
No. We
Yeah.
Mavis
Okay, so
Beacon
somebody
nudes.
replies with hashtag a whole new level of procrastination where your paper itself is procrastinating.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So number 2, what? This is
This gonna be good.
I gotta what? So it shows this I guess you'd say a banner where it says graphic design is my passion. That's what it says on it. But I just want you to imagine like the stock cloud filter from like, not even from Photoshop, from like GIMP or something, you know?
Is it in Comic Sans?
Oh no, even better.
Yes.
It's even better than Comic Sans. It's in oh shit, I forgot the name of that font, but it was like
Papyrus.
Yes,
Papyrus.
papyrus, and then it's got like this frog JPEG that they like imported from some other file, and they didn't get rid of the white space around it.
Oh geez, there needs to be like a blood bar and spinning skulls and
Well, yeah, right.
What
So-
is it? A website
so
from 1996?
It posted that.
GeoCities site.
It posted that and said, I emailed this to my graphics art teacher before he quit, and sometimes I ponder if this is the reason why he did.
That's really good.
Oh, it's funny. Okay, number 3, feeling like a 10 says, no matter what bad things happen in the world, let's just always be grateful that Glee ended before Old Town Road came out. I don't get the joke. Hey, Moogle.
Yeah, I'm not myself neither. I don't watch TV.
I've never seen Glee or Old Town Road. I know what Glee is. I don't know what.
watch cartoons.
I've watched a couple seasons of Glee with friends.
Oh.
So I get the idea, but I get the idea behind it. But what does that? I don't know. What
I
Old Town Road is.
don't know what that is. So yeah, I've never even heard of that one. All right, number.
We're too old.
Yeah, we're too old. Help us. They can't all be winners. Number 4, Door Maker Gal says, I hate how on Tumblr a username like Lisa486 is almost certainly a porn bot, while someone named Solid Snake's Ass Cheeks is almost certainly a real person. And then wait. You get a reply from Solid Snake's Ass Cheeks. And they say, I could be a porn bot if I wanted to.
Oh Jesus.
Metal Gear.
Solid. Do you know that like when they revealed Smash Brothers Ultimate, and they showed that every character from every previous, was going to be in it, and Solid Snake was one of them because he was absent from Brawl. One of the biggest complaints was apparent, and people noticed this, that his butt was smaller.
Man, people
I mean,
notice.
Yeah.
It's a valid thing to. It's not like they don't know with the characters.
He had a bubble butt in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and now he's got like the Hank Hill ass.
Oh dear.
What you gonna do with the big fat butt?
Propenia.
Jazz says the real Solid Snake 69. Oh my. Okay, so
Nice.
number 5. Kindergarten 2002 says, remember in school when you had to put those orange covers over the keyboards when practicing our typing skills so we wouldn't be able to peek at where the letters are? And Zila Manrique 318 says, no. What the hell kind of school did you go to? Prison? I've never heard of that.
No, I've never heard of it either.
I don't know this either. For me, it was just I couldn't see the keys, so it was
Oh,
no
Riddle
good.
had those though.
Riddle had those? Oh, okay. Chris, no. Solid Snake was definitely not in Smash Brawl. Definitely not. Oh, no, he was in Brawl. That's right. Okay, no, you're right. No, he wasn't in the Smash 4. I get them confused sometimes.
The
All right.
one with
You're
the boring
confused.
title.
Yeah. Number 6, Anna Bellion-Court says, post this, imaginary conversation. Hades, babe, what's wrong? Persephone, drunk, scratching 2 of Cerebrus's heads, weeping. I don't have enough hands.
Aww.
I mean, if you got a doggo with 3 heads,
3 heads.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them gets foot pets.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I mean, I've foot petted dogs many
Oh
times.
yeah, of course. There was a thing where it was like the difference between cats and dogs, and the cat's like, "Did you just try to pet me with your fucking foot?" And the dog's like, "Did somebody say foot pets?" Where?
No, but I've seen like cats who are just absolutely adore foot pets.
It's true.
It's just how they're raised.
Yeah, I had a cat who liked foot pets. So, okay, so number 7, Snuggle Bull says, or posts a screenshot of a chat where Shiro says, "I was expecting a battle of wits, but you appear to be unarmed." And then Cal says, "Your mom sucked me good and hard through my jorts."
So
Whoa.
Epic comeback there, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
proven right.
Unfit Ninja says, "This is like seeing an elf argue with an orc." And Glitz Komodo says, "The orc won."
No, I disagree.
I don't think there's any winners in that.
I think
be
orc
honest.
just punch elf and then orc wins.
Yeah, pretty much. That would be
I
how.
think-
Yeah.
I think they basically just both punch each other in the face.
Can
and
you
they both fall.
imagine in the stereotypical orc voice, like, "Your mom sucked me good and hard through my jorts"? See, now it's actually funny.
Yeah, there you go. You got to add the extra
Yeah.
layer.
Otherwise, it's not very good at all. Number 8, just
Alright,
just
I'll continue.
it's like, okay, acceptable. Just Shower Thought says, "It only takes 3 generations for you to basically be forgotten." And Patterns in Noise says, "Tell that to my great uncle, who is the reason that it is illegal to drive a tractor while drunk in the state of Kansas."
Wow.
Yeah, but
I want to hear that. I want to hear that story.
yeah,
I
but
need to.
okay, let's be real though. Nobody knows his name though. Like, you may know that it's illegal to drive a tractor, but nobody knows why, because it's like that one guy, right?
Hey, as long as you're still that one guy, you're not completely forgotten.
I guess not.
Yeah, you are a legacy.
Not in the law books, right? Okay, this one actually starts with a tweet from Ryan Hartley. It says, "People
I
from
always start with a tweet.
people from states with nice roads may never understand what it's like hitting a pothole so hard that your soul leaves your body for a moment and you feel an obligation to audibly apologize to your car." And the person who posted it says, "That sounded expensive." Sunder the Gold says, "What are your elected officials doing with all of your tax money?" And then Chillin says, "Embezzling."
Right up
How-
the nose.
Yeah, there you go.
How did this conversation do this?
How did anything?
I need
What is stuff?
I need a flowchart.
I
I
need.
don't think the flowchart's gonna help.
No, it won't help. That reminds me of a time there AJ said something like, "I think I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed." And I said, "I got an idea. Why don't you go to bed?" And he's like, "That's a good idea." I said, "I should make you a flow chart." And I actually made a flow chart that like told him to go to bed. It was great.
All of them, every like path would lead to eat
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah. Oh wow. It was actually every path led to go to fuck to sleep.
No, but eat chicken had to be like on the way.
Well, that's probably the what do you call it? The stimulus there. You know, it's full of chicken.
Catalyst?
Now I'm tired. Catalyst. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
Catalyst.
Thank you, Noun. Stimulus is something. Well, I guess it is a stimulus too. It's both.
It's both.
It's a stimulus and a catalyst. Okay, number 10, the old homosexual, that's this person's actual name that they chose, by the way, said, "Can we talk about how in zombie shows and movies and books they always find a veterinarian and not a surgeon? Are veterinarians deemed more likely to survive the apocalypse?" I've actually seen this post. And Dr. Firok says, "Yep, one of our professional skills is not being bitten by patients. We actually have good broad knowledge base for both surgical, medical, and general practitioner things. We're used to improvising equipment because a lot of stuff is just not made for animals. Meat safety is part of our training. Our cars are often full of equipment, especially in mixed practice, and we probably weren't in the human hospital in the initial outbreak." And the smallest, feeblest Boggart says, "This post is deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant as certified by the National Shitpost Registry."
So I basically rolled my eyes so hard that I just leaned my head back.
Are you looking at your brain?
Just about halfway through it. Yeah.
You're looking at your brain?
Yeah. There's not much, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sounds pretty like completely legit. Like if zombies were a real thing, if
see,
there was an outbreak, yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the people who write like movies and shit, and the reason they put a vet in there is just to be a challenge. Like, oh, we couldn't get a real doctor, so this is the best we could do. Like, if somebody breaks their arm and needs a doctor, but you don't want it to be too easy for them, it's just a writing exercise more than anything. Number 11, Glumshoe.
You gotta have the guy in there who's like, I know about medicine, but I don't know about human medicine, so this is gonna be risky.
Can we just pause for a moment and admire this person's name, Glumshoe?
All of my shoes are glum.
It'd really suck if I got ice or water themed superpowers. I'd have to wear blue and white and gray instead of the reds and oranges that I prefer. And Samoka says, wear the reds and oranges and pull an Iceland or Greenland on them. And then Glumshoe says, I have cornered you in this aquarium. Your fire power's useless. Fire powers? Dude, I'm an ice hero. I freeze shit and manipulate water. Also, I love aquariums. Thanks for the free entry. But why are you dressed like Guy Fieri? I have an autumnal complexion.
Oh, very nice. Gonna take you to Death Town.
My power is fruit punch.
Death Town. Nice one, Jesse.
Well, you know.
I think if you ate at his restaurants, you might be taking a trip there.
Gonna donkey sauce all over your neck and chest.
I hate that he calls it that.
Yeah, that's gross.
Okay. All right, number 12. Charles Oberon says, Anti-Mom. It's okay if you don't finish your plate because you're only human and vast majority of food waste comes from corporations and government organizations throwing it away and not households. And then they post, Anti-Dad. As long as you live under my roof, we will communicate and negotiate the terms and rules together to make it the most pleasant living experience for the both of us.
So that was a verbal wall of text.
Yeah. And Captain Lord Auditor says, this is the Addams family. And Sympathetic Deceit Trash says, that's because the Addams are a healthy family.
Yeah, they do seem pretty well-rounded.
I mean, yeah, they're happy.
They really get along.
You know? It's funny, like, I think the Munsters got along, too. It's like you put these families of weirdos on, but they're just, like, happy people. And then you, like, watch Married with Children.
Yes, Married with Children. God. Jesus Christ.
But at the end of the day, there's still, you know, a family together.
Somewhat.
Yeah, and they totally enjoy their lifestyle.
Yeah. Number 13, Delilah posts a picture. I don't know if I'm going to have to describe this, but it says, guys, remember when BTR and Patchy, the pirate from SpongeBob, had a crossover? And Ghibli Universe says, this looks like the start of a very questionable gay porno. I mean,
what's BTR?
I have no idea, but
I've never watched SpongeBob.
It's two dudes who look like just regular dudes and a guy dressed in a shitty pirate outfit, and they're like looking at a map.
So there are two male characters in the same frame.
Lord Tyrannix, I think that's BTS.
It's Terry. No, it says BTR.
No, they said, is that K-pop? And I think BTS is the K-pop group.
Well, no, they don't look Asian to me. They look Hispanic, if anything.
No, I'm saying they probably thought BTR was BTS.
I'm gonna look up BTR and see if find out what it is. Oh, it is a music. It's Big Time Rush. It's a musical comedy television series from Nickelodeon. So now you know.
Jesus.
Now you know. Okay. Number 14. Unpretty says, I always thought of a king-size bed as being a bit bigger than a queen, but now that I have one, I can tell you that a king-size bed is an absurdity. I can sprawl out, and my husband can sprawl out, and the cat can sprawl out, and none of us are touching. I reach out in the night and find only pillows and plush walruses. I reach further and eventually find his elbow. He rolls over from the comforters to try and find me. I have crossed oceans of bed to be with you, he says. There is a vast expanse of bed untouched, unmapped, unexplored. The cat is still trying to sleep on my face. It's true though, right? The cat would. So Glittery Gabby says this is the opposite of a creepy pasta, and Follow the Blue Bell says comfy pasta.
Oh, I like that comfy
pasta.
Oh, I love that.
But I love the idea of having like way too much bed, but the cat is still trying to sleep on your face.
I have a queen, and it's just me and my cat, and she needs to be absolutely like vacuum sealed against me at all times.
See, now Gibbs does this thing where like, okay, he doesn't he sleeps in his own bed, but every night he does sneak into my bed at some point when I'm asleep, and he's very good at doing it without waking me up. So I always wake up and he's in my bed. But his latest thing to do is to curl up next to me and then jut his legs out and slowly push me off the bed.
Has he ever successfully like removed you from
No,
the bed
no,
and
he's successfully woken me up by doing that because it's uncomfortable as fuck.
Oh, I'd imagine.
All right, number 15. Panda Valkyrie says, "Hi, I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I love my city so much. This morning, 60 people woke up to find old television sets just sitting on their porches or lawns. Even better, those with security cameras recorded the person or persons responsible, and they cannot be identified because they were wearing a jumpsuit and TV on their head."
What kind of weird-ass promotion is
and
this?
it shows a person wearing a jumpsuit and like a monitor helmet. Like they have a computer monitor over their head and they're placing an old CRT television on this person's porch. And it says, "A new local cryptid. I am so stoked."
I mean, this is a smart way to like hide yourself.
Either this is like some promotion for the latest Persona, or potentially, I don't know.
It could be.
Like,
I'm fascinated by this. And by the way, the timestamp on this screenshot is 5:30 in the morning. So they were out there in the wee hours there.
But what year? Was this relevant to like Persona 4?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. They don't put timestamps or your date stamps on Tumblr posts, unfortunately. All right, number 16. Marvelous Adrienne says, or just posts a picture of, it says 3 different uncles at a barbecue. It's fucking Chris Hemsworth on the left. In the middle is Chris Pratt, and on the right is Chris Evans. So it's the 3 Chris's, but it says 3 different uncles at a barbecue. Yeah, it's a crisscross. And Daglet says, "Cool uncle who smells like weed and lives in the woods, but the woods are just outside of town, and he works out at Planet Fitness. Uncle who you always looked up to until you find out he's in a cult and is also homophobic, but says he's okay with the lifestyle, and mom's brother."
Well, that was very boring.
That was the thing that happened.
Somebody wrote that.
They took time to write that out of their busy schedule. Their not so busy schedule, I should say.
They thought that up and they did
see
that.
what they come up with.
All right, number 17. Arrow Vera Gel says, "I remember in my Arabic class we were going over the alphabet and the teacher was like, 'There's no P, etc.' And this white girl was like, 'Wait, but my name's Paige.' And my teacher was like, 'Lol.' And then we pronounce it as beige, and she was so offended, I'm crying thinking about it." And Todd at 16 says, "One of my mom's friends, Hugh, went to France, and they had a lot of trouble pronouncing his name because the entire thing was silent." And Sunny Ray 20 says, Salut, je m'appelle Redacted."
just a big black bar.
All right, number 18. Owl, my love, says, "It's officially impossible for me to fall in love." Didn't one of you guys just post this on Tumblr, on the Discord? Hold on. I feel like I just saw this today. Beryl posted this earlier. Okay, well, Beryl, we're reading this. It's officially impossible for me to fall in love because last night at a party, drunk me remembered that sober me had thrown 3 fun-sized Kit Kats into my bag with the explicit thought, drunk me is going to be so excited when she finds these, and I don't think any other person is going to be able to love me like that. And Croc Suckers Anonymous, that's the name they chose, says, "But what did the drunk you ever do for sober you?" And Al, my love, says, "One time I blacked out and woke up to find 13 full-size rolls of Ritz crackers in my bag because drunk me is also an ideal provider."
She's her own, like, amazing girlfriend. I absolutely love this relationship she has with herself. I saw that before. Like, Beryl posted that or something.
But you'll never have them in the same room together. That's the funny thing. The closest you'd come is when she's buzzed.
No. You go to bed with her when she's buzzed, and then you encounter her when she's awake.
But it's just so funny that this was on Pleated Jeans on our list, but I'm like, this is very familiar. Beryl had posted that just a few hours ago on my Discord. in the meme suppository, which is memes that go in your butt. Number 19, Anya Anonymous says, according to my mother, it's rude and ignorant to be uncomfortable around babies. It's a lot to unpack, but Gang Stacier says babies are rude and ignorant. Somebody else says fuck babies, and then somebody else says don't fuck babies.
Yeah.
All of these statements are so true, though.
In one way or another.
Yeah, in different ways, of course.
Yeah, depending on your perspective.
From a certain point of view. All right, number 20. How do I say this? This asshole says, I like that at some point a human looked at a sheep and went, oh man, that looks warm. I wish I was that warm, and then stole all of its hair. And,
I mean, that's not actually a...
That's called desperate times, you know.
Yeah, I mean, hard times call for hard... Yeah.
Right there.
Necessity is the mother of invention. But Avarunkus HD says, wig snatched. And the original Cinnamon Roll says, millennia of language and interpretation have accumulated in this. That's real.
No, it's ruined. Snatched.
That's real. All right, number 21, Gallus Rostromegalus posts an incomplete list of the
username, so
Gallus Rostromegalus, why not? An incomplete list of the animals my grandpa brought home over the course of his 67-year marriage to grandma. Keep in mind, this is incomplete. Annabelle, a solid white and completely deaf pit bull that used to let mom draw on her belly. The world's ugliest tomcat who turned out to be the cuddliest teddy bear of an animal. Cocker spaniel named Captain. Stupid the cat. Litter of baby raccoons. 3 more cats. A completely bald and extremely anxious canary that sang beautifully but only at 4 a.m. Baby squirrel that grew up in the house and then refused to move out. A genuine thoroughbred racehorse who was a spectacular athlete but had a habit of running races in the wrong direction. Benny turned out to be a terrific trail horse instead. Turtle. Snapping turtle. A bucket full of 43 goldfish left over from the fair. Mom counted once they were all in the bathtub in the backyard with the snapping turtle. Another Cocker Spaniel named Major, who had the tremendous talent of eating green beans silently. And a red-tailed hawk he found on the highway and successfully nursed back to health and released.
I forgot what this list was about.
It was
either
an incomplete list of the animals that their grandpa brought home over the course of his 67-year marriage to the grandma.
That is the most amazing tale.
Incomplete.
I wish I lived it.
Each animal has its own wild story.
Yeah.
I know. I'm surprised there's not ferrets involved.
What's funny is as soon as I said Pitbull, Gibbs came over like, did you call me?
Of course.
Okay, well, that's Tumblr Gets Deep out of 21. There were a couple of older ones mixed in there, I noticed, but it wasn't too bad. There were some very new ones, because obviously there was one that Beryl posted earlier today. I'm going to give it a 17. What do you say, noun?
I give it 3 fish out of 4.
And how does that translate to out of 21?
Oh my god. I think something like 18.
18? Okay. Jesse, what do you say?
I forgot I can't just
You stole my number! 17.
We're not doing the pro Jared thing. I give this a broken marriage out of 10.
Womp womp.
Okay, we got 15 tweets everyone should read this week.
I wish I could write these in fish, though.
There you go.
Should be in quotation marks.
I didn't even say should, I just said wish.
No, from the title he means. Okay. I love that this first one is from the guy who puts this list together. So Mike Primavera says, this is the funniest thing. Oh, it's a video. I'm not going to. This is the funniest thing I've watched all year. And it's some guy named Flacca, the $5 insanity drug. I don't know. Let's just skip that one. All right. Boo. Number 2.
Means skinny girl.
Oh, there you go. Number 2. Dr. Respect says, scientists have confirmed the discovery of a 5th loco.
I get it.
That's terrible. That joke is... It wouldn't have been funny when it was relevant, and it's not relevant.
I understand it.
Yeah, I'll get it. It ain't making me laugh, but I'll get it.
Gosh, meatwad.
You dumb. All right, number 3. California Hunk Terror says, unions are for pussies. Only pussies stand up for themselves. Real tough guys just do whatever they're told. You heard it here first from me, your boss.
Yes.
That's not a joke. That's reality.
As you would say, that's real.
That's real.
It is real. Seriously real.
So Zach Gorman says, I'm sorry, but I made this. So we got a little graphic showing different ways that you could put your toilet paper on the roll and
No. Oh, no.
as alignments from Dungeons and Dragons. So
Okay.
yeah. So just having like a full roll on the roll the way it's supposed to be is lawful good. Having an almost empty one, but one, like on top of it ready to go, that's neutral good. Having a completely empty roll, but with 3 stacked there next to it, that's chaotic good. Lawful neutral is having one that's half done, and that's all there is. True neutral is there's one roll there, it's full, but it's not actually on the roll, it's just sort of like leaning on it. Chaotic neutral is a half done roll sitting on the shelf above the thing. I can't. It's a little cut off, so I have to. Okay, so lawful evil is put on properly, just the underhanded position. I don't understand why that's evil, but whatever. Neutral evil is just there's no toilet paper. And chaotic evil is there's no toilet paper, but there is Kleenex nearby.
No!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's the worst thing ever.
What do?
Oh, that's terrible. I gotta say, like, just for anybody out there who might think, I wonder what it would be like to wipe with Kleenex. Don't.
It's not good.
Don't.
It's bad.
It's
It'll
It'll be bad.
all things terrible. Why would anybody allow this to
The
happen?
worst things in the world will happen if you try.
I mean, there are emergencies where, you do what you got to do, but it would be better to take off your sock than to use Kleenex.
just take a. You know what? At that point, just take a shower.
Yeah, well, it depends on where you are. You might not be at home, Jesse.
Oh god, that's the worst chaotic evil.
Yeah. You're like, where's the toilet paper? Oh, we don't use that. There's some Kleenex in there. And you're like, no.
Then a table flip.
Oh, boy.
Now I'm having a good time. Now I'm gets it.
I'm having a good time, too. All right. Okay, all right. Okay, number 5. Goth Owl says, chipmunks are legally classified as vermin, which means Alvin and the chipmunks can be killed with no legal consequences.
Oh,
this
but they
is the
sing
thing that has
covers.
been thought of.
You guys
didn't actually.
You guys, like, said that at the same time, so I have no idea what either of you guys said. Yeah, it's like, all I heard was covers. Okay, Jesse, what did you say?
I just said that they sing covers, so they shouldn't be killed. And what about the chipettes?
Just kill them too. What did you say now?
I was saying, like, I don't think they actually sang covers. I think they just changed the pitch of the voices of the originals.
I don't.
I would love to hear those originals.
They did release records though.
Did they?
Yeah. I mean, I think they were covers, but no. But you said something at the same time that Jesse said they released covers. What was that?
No, that was literally that. As I was like, I think they just like sped up the voices, but I'm expecting more technology from. God, Moogle said. Literally what I said.
Yeah,
That's
Jesse turned it.
what
No, it was what Jesse said because Moogle said Jesse turned into the Tasmanian devil.
Oh, he does that sometimes.
Yeah, as you do.
Why for you bury me in the cold
See, no, like
ground.
I number 6. So this asshole posts a picture and it just says "Rip, bro," like R.A.P. bro. And I don't get what's so funny about this picture. I'm gonna post this in the Discord and you guys tell me
we need to see this picture.
if you can tell me why this is funny. I just popped it into general chatismo. I don't get what the hell's going on here. Oh,
what am
wait!
I looking at?
I just got it. The guy and the woman are sitting there, and she has chat logs in her hand.
Yeah.
Chat logs? What?
She's got printed. That's like printed out text messages. Somebody's got evidence of something.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, rip, bro. Yeah, something bad happened there. Somebody's in deep doo-doo.
What if it's him handing them to her?
Somebody's still in trouble, right? When in the world would you print out text messages where some fuck shit hasn't happened?
Extremely large like that. But I have an important announcement to make.
Oh.
They are sitting by a pizza bar.
I can tell. You know how I can tell that? It says pizza bar.
I know. It's exciting, isn't it? But I want to go to that pizza bar.
It's like a bar where you order different slices of pizza.
It is almost like this.
Give me pepperoni straight up.
I would like olives.
Yeah, ooh.
It could be a pizza bar, but it could be like that could just be a fancy name for a really shitty pizza place.
It could be. It could. Or no, I want to think of it as a bar, but instead of drinks, it's pizza. Like you sit on the stool and you say, "Give me pepperoni straight up," and and they slide it across the bar to you. You know. All right, number 7. The Hypo says, "Math teacher, you currently have a 55% in this class, and you need at least a 60% to pass. Me. Is there anything I can do to raise my grade? Well, if you do this one assignment, I'll give you 10% extra credit." I don't. Is that going to be enough? You stepped on me there. Okay. Let me try this again because there's a long pause for this to work. It is funny. Trust me on this. You currently have a 55% in this class. You need at least 60% to pass. Is there anything I can do to raise my grade? If you do this one assignment, I'll give you 10% extra credit. I don't. Is that every time? Like literally every time I'm gonna say the punchline, you're talking.
Stop.
Let me say the punchline. All right, I'm gonna try this again, guys. You currently have a 55% in this class, and you need at least 60% to pass. Is there anything I can do to raise my grade? I'll give you an extra 10% credit. I don't. Is that going to be enough? Now it's lost its luster, but... she just got it. Cause he's bad at math. Yeah. Wow.
I think the takeaway here isn't that he's bad at math, it's that we're bad at jokes.
That too.
Well, speak for yourself.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
Snap. All right, number 8. What this person's name is Benjamin A. Vorwerk. I don't know why that seems weird to me, but it is.
I kind of like it though.
Yeah. White Claw. Only 100 calories and 5% ABV. Hee hee girls night. 4 Loco Seltzer. 14%. Who's ready to die?
Who's ready to die? And then just squigglies all the way down.
What the fuck, Jesse?
Yeah, you heard me.
Let's just pretend that you said something normal there.
I will pretend that I did too.
I mean, so wait, squigglies all the way down?
And miggly bees.
Is he air guitaring?
I think
I
think he's having a stroke.
No,
he's doing like Carl in that one episode of Aqua Teen, like whittly wah, whittly wah, whittly wah. It's called
Bill and Tedding.
I want to rock your body, and then in parentheses it says till the break of dawn.
That is exactly what I was doing. Thank you.
Oh my god, that was terrible. All right, number 9. Average Joe says they should combine all the reality shows that, like, when you win MasterChef, you go on The Bachelorette, and if you win The Bachelorette, you get married, and then you go on House Hunters, and you get a house, and then you go to divorce court.
That is actually a
fantastic
idea.
But that's just
playing the game of life.
Yeah, that's just normal.
I need to see this actually happen.
Oh,
this will be the most miserable game show ever, but I want to watch it.
That sounds terrible.
It would be very meta.
Yeah, a little too meta for me. Okay, number 10, Gen X Muse says, it's another video. It says, this requires no words. It's perfect. I'm playing... Oh, it's that's... Okay, that didn't go where I expected it to.
Oh, my.
So you know that salmon launcher thing that's been making the rounds on the internet?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, so...
No?
Okay, well, they put they put a fish in the thing and it launches it. That's all that really is to it. So it shows the guy launching the salmon into the thing, and then it shows like it goes into like an artillery gun from like World War II firing, and then it goes to a weatherman getting hit by a fish.
Oh, I see. They cut them together.
So
to
it's
make
three completely different stock clips together to tell an amazing story.
Basically, the internet did the thing again.
Yeah, Chris hasn't made it to divorce court because you haven't won House Hunters yet.
Honestly, I thought this joke was going to be something about word perfect because you said, I have no words. This is perfect.
No, it's this requires no words.
That was too actually clever for. What
Yeah,
we're
no,
doing
yeah.
here.
That you're on a different level there, Jesse. We need you to tone it down to like troglodyte level because that's where we're at.
Sorry, let me hit myself in the head a few more times.
You're gonna need to drink
okay.
heavily or some sort of brain damage. All right, number 11. Rex Chapman says this is another fucking video. This is the Twitter content I'm here for. All right, let me watch it and see. So as a kid playing basketball in the middle of the street. Oh, and then some woman who's like crossing the street in the other road tries to like play a little defense and he gets past her.
Nice.
That's like in the middle of fucking, looks like Chicago or some shit. All right. And also in the middle of that, there was some dude just standing in the middle of the road, just standing there. Don't know what that was about.
Patrick Ewing.
What the fuck? Jesse, come back to Earth.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 12, MacGyver says, I swear to God, if we dig up this chest and the treasure is the friends we made along the way, I'm going to be fucking furious.
I
mean, okay.
I need more information.
I need less information.
It's kind of like, where the, you let's say you beat a video game and the reward is happiness and friendship. It's like, come on, man. Give me a little more.
Well, there's not any
Been watching too many ponies.
There's not actually any reward for beating a video game. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I know.
Except for that maybe that little thing that pops up that says achievement unlocked. That's about it.
Achievement unlocked. You did good.
Well,
that's not really.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a winner.
So number 13, Minaris post this. First, I'm going to put this is very funny, but it requires a picture. So let me post the picture in the Discord. It has an airplane, and it's like partly in the water. Like the nose of the airplane is drooped down into some water. And they have posted... I don't know. I thought it was fun.
It's like a hummingbird.
I was thinking like a big sloppy dog, but okay. Noun, you okay?
I'm fine.
You just got very quiet there.
I had no response.
Number 14, Space Girl Incognito says, me, driving past the apocalypse. Horses!
Okay.
Number 15.
because there won't be any cars.
No, they're saying like if you're driving past horses and you point them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but past the oh, I get it, because the horseman. Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
Ah, thank you. He got it. It ain't making him laugh, but he got it. And see, I mean, like some of these, like they get to that point where they're so clever that they're not funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Okay, so Andy Swan says, why can't this guy be witness for every... It's another fucking video. These used to be good.
I hate it when they do that.
And landed right onto a parked vehicle.
That's the news. All right, I don't care. Do you care? I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. Nobody
The
cares.
news, whatever.
Yeah. Out of 15, I give that a...
Who cares about the news?
I give that a 6. What do you give it, Noun?
I give it a 20.
Out of 15?
Yes.
No, you gotta pick a number that It's lower than 15. I mean, you could pick 15 if you think it was that good.
No, I'm giving it a 2. I just decided to give it a stupid number.
That was a very stupid number.
Yeah, you're right.
Jesse, what stupid number? Jesse, what stupid number do you have?
I give that a broken 8, which is a 3 out of 15.
Why are y'all like this? It costs $0 to not be like this. I just want to point that out.
We spent like $5 to be this stupid.
What do you think? You break an 8 in half, it looks like a 3.
It does, though. And then you got also an E.
You've thought about this quite a lot, haven't you?
So you can actually put an E on another one.
Okay. Jazz is bugging me to do his Metallica list next. Let me see if I have that up. I think we might have done that, but let me see, Jazz. Did you send it to me on Discord or what?
Best bands called Metallica. This is gonna be short.
The top one best bands called Metallica. I'm not seeing a message from you, dude.
Oh wow, Metallica got second place.
Metallica, you're number 1, Megadeth.
Oh no.
I'm not seeing it, man.
Imagine losing to Megadeth.
Well, that would be funny though. Oh wait! I see it. I see the conversation I have with you. Oh, I found it. Okay. God, I feel like we had to have done this at some point because he sent it to me in like January. But then again, it has been a rough fucking year.
I'm not sure there were list critics in January, but I wasn't around.
No, they're definitely we had a bit of a off season there, so to speak.
Yeah,
all right, I got it.
A bit off.
Okay, so Jazz has sent me his top 5 Metallica songs from each album. I don't know how well this is going to go over with Noun and Jesse.
I'm somewhat familiar, but not very familiar.
How about
it's like I've heard probably like every Metallica song ever, but
that
I
helps.
don't know their names.
You're already better off.
You're definitely one up on Jesse on that one. All right, so his top 5 from you know what? Let's see. I don't want to rate each one of these because that would suck. You know what I mean?
It would, though.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scroll. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lists. So, 11 times. So we'll do it out of 55 at the end.
Oh.
Okay.
This will take just no time at all.
There you go. So for his top 5 songs from Kill 'Em All, number 5, Motor Breath. Number 4, Jump in the Fire. Number 3, Hit the Lights. Number 2, Whiplash. And number 1, Metal Militia.
I have no idea.
I do like the names, though.
They're pretty good.
You know what, Jazz? This would be my top 5 picks, but reversed. Like Motor Breath would be number 1, and Metal Militia would be number 5. It would be reversed for me.
Motor Breath.
One thing that my ex and I noted about Metallica songs is they have about like 5 endings, each of them.
Yes.
So it's after a while, it's just like, would you just stop?
Okay, from Ride the Lightning, his top 5, number 5, Trapped Under Ice, number 4, Creeping Death, number 3, Fade to Black, number 2, Fight Fire with Fire, and number 1, For Whom the Bell Tolls.
For Whom the Bell Tolls is a good one.
It tolls for thee.
I knew somebody was going to do that, and I figured that it would be Jesse. For Whom the Bell Tolls is a banger. I'd probably put Creeping Death right under that, personally.
Man, they can really write a song title.
Oh, yeah. So his top 5 from Master of Puppets. Number 5, Master of Puppets. Number 4, Damage Inc. Number 3, The Thing That Should Not Be. Number 2, Battery. And number 1, Disposable Heroes. Oh, man, that's all floopled.
I like the title Disposable Heroes.
Disposable Heroes is a really good song that was kind of like almost the genesis of death metal in a way. Not that it was a death metal song, but a lot of the earliest death metal bands took that sound that they had in that song and kind of used it as a springboard, so to speak.
I think y'all recruited the wrong replacement over here. Terry's the one who knows what he's talking about.
Man, before I heard the song Battery, I thought it was going to be about batteries or energy.
Why would you
I
think
was
it would be
wrong.
about batteries?
It's kind of about
Because I'm
energy.
dumb.
It's kind of about energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what listening about things mundane is.
Okay, his top 5 from And Justice for All. Number 5, Harvester of Sorrow. Number 4, Blackened. Number 3, One. Number 2, Dyer's Eve. And number 1, Frayed Ends of Sanity.
One is a big one.
1 is the loneliest
mean that.
number. There he goes. All right. I mean, once again, that would probably be my top. I mean, there's only like 9 songs on that album anyway. That would probably be my. Chris is big crack. I mean, give me fuel, give me fiber, give me.
Basically.
Give me gargle.
Give me mouthwash.
Okay, Black Album. Well, the album's actually called Metallica. So from the self-titled album, these are his top 5. Number 5, Enter Sandman. Number 4, Nothing Else Matters. Number 3, The Unforgiven. Number 2, Holier Than Thou. And number 1, Wherever I May Roam.
I adore The Unforgiven.
That's a good song.
Just saying.
I mean,
I don't know Wherever I May Roam.
it's like one of the
Wherever I
may roam, wherever I may wander.
Yeah,
have
let's
to
all
hear it
just be
again.
real stupid.
It was like one of the last few tracks on the album, like that kind of like the it was a deep cut in a sense. I don't think it was a single. It was a good song
Don't
though.
forget, you always got to add the yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, top 5 from Load. Number 5, Until It Sleeps. Number 4, King Nothing. Number 3, The House Jack Built. Number 2 is 2x4, and number 1 is Outlaw Torn. I probably wouldn't put Outlaw Torn on there. Not a huge fan of that one. I'm a beautiful butterfly. Won't you fucking step on me?
Are you gonna smear it all over your abdominal
Your thoracic region.
portion?
Hi, AJ.
Your midsection.
Oh, smearing it on my midsection.
Are you going to smear it on your chrysalis?
Yeah, on your thorax.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, from Reload, his top 5 are Unforgiven 2, number 4, The Memory Remains, number 3, Devil's Dance, number 2, Fixer, and number 1, Low Man's Lyric. And also makes a note, Low Man's Lyric is his favorite song overall.
Oh wow! From Reload.
Yeah, not the album I'd pick my favorite song for, but hey, it's his list.
Hey, you take some, you leave some.
Okay, top 5 from Saint Anger. Number 5, Sweet Amber. Number 4, Saint Anger. Number 3, All Within My Hands. Number 2, Frantic. And number 1, Some Kind of Monster.
We need to follow up each of the titles of those songs with In Bed.
Sweet Amber, in bed. Saint Anger, in bed. All Within My Hands, in bed. Frantic, in bed. And of course, Some Kind of Monster, in bed.
Nice.
As well as that worked for the Saint Anger titles, it works even better for the Death Magnetic titles. I'm not going to say in bed, but I'll let you imagine it now, and I'm sure you're going to be Googling here. So the top 5 from Death Magnetic. Number 5, The Day That Never Comes. Number 4, Cyanide. Number 3, Broken, Beaten, and Scarred. Number 2, All Nightmare Long. And number 1, That Was Just Your Life.
Boy, that really goes up and down. Well, in bed.
In bed. Screaming. Actually, All Nightmare Long would be my personal favorite from that album. That is a banger. So his top 5 from Hardwired to Self-Destruct, which is their latest album, but then of course we have top 5 non-album tracks after that. Number 5 is Now That We're Dead. Number 4, Halo to the Fire, or Halo on Fire. Number 3, Spit Out the Bone. Number 2, Moth into Flame. In bed. Number 2, Moth into Flame, and number 1, Dream No More. Okay.
I'm not that familiar with
Dream No More, in bed.
Insert thoughts.
Insert things in bed. Oh my. And his top 5 non-album tracks. Number 5, Am I Evil? Number 4, Helpless. Number 3, Lords of Summer. Number 2, In Bed. The Wait. And number 1, Crash Course in Brain Surgery. In bed. Yes.
The confused tone.
In bed?
I don't think that should be happening in
Okay.
bed.
A lot of these are songs that I would pick. They wouldn't necessarily be in the order, but it is his list. And yeah, out of 55, I'll give it like a 53. It's a good list. I enjoyed doing it in bed. Now, what say you out of 55?
Considering like I have the unfair advantage of not really knowing half of what I'm hearing in bed.
In bed.
I will give it a 50. I'll just give it a solid 50.
Give it a solid
in bed.
50 in bed.
Yeah. 50
Jesse.
of them.
I'll give it a 45.
In bed.
In bed.
Okay, guys. Okay.
In the loo.
Okay, I would like to do more submitted lists, but I have so many of these lists saved on my phone that I got to clear some of them out of here. I have like 67 or so windows open in my mobile Firefox. I'd like to close some of them.
Oh, sweet Georgia Brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's browsing a lot of things
Yeah.
in bed. Why am I 12 years old? I can't ever.
Why is anything anybody? Okay, so I got a list from a site called Rate My Job. Jesse, you know we've done a bunch of these in the past from this site,
yes.
and they're always complete bangers here. I'm sorry you haven't been feeling good, Sarah. Maybe just sit back and listen to us be a bunch of giggling idiots, and it might make you feel better. So, I got to reload it.
Just
It's all
listen to us
stupid.
giggling.
Reload.
Yeah, in bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Recock.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I think we found the pinnacle.
Refill.
That's it. Okay, so retail workers share the most infuriating customer encounter they've ever experienced. Have you guys ever worked retail? Well, I mean, I know Jesse, you worked at Walmart, but you didn't work with customers.
Retail,
yeah.
no.
Now, do you ever work retail?
For about 4 years, I
Ooh.
managed the men's and boys department in a clothing store.
That sounds horrible.
It happened.
It happened. It happened.
Sounds like a job.
In bed.
It happened in bed.
Okay. All right, so let's see. So this is the first one. I was working at a home improvement store. I was a manager in the millwork department at the time, where primarily we sold doors, windows, and the like. I usually try to go out of my way to help people if they ask me a question in a department I don't work in, because hey, it's not that hard a job. But don't, for the love of God, whatever God you believe in, snap your fingers at me and yell to get my attention. Enter crazy old lady. Hey you. Now, at this point, I've already determined I've no cares to give this lady, so I make eye contact and stand waiting for her to turn back into a functional human and address me politely. Hey,
That's gonna happen, yeah.
yeah, that'll happen, right? I need some help over here. I raise my eyebrows and furrow. She's beginning to understand. Could you help me, please? Sure. What can I do for you today? Well, I'm looking at these shelves here, and I need to know if the shelf will fit in a 3-foot space. Now, this is a prepackaged shelf in a box. I do what any good retail employee does when someone asks me a question. I read the words on the package. I politely take the package from her and start flipping the box over. Ah, there it is. Well, as you can see, this is a 36-inch shelving unit, so I trailed off, hoping that she'd put 2 and 2 together. She was rude, but at this point, I didn't want to embarrass her.
That was hard.
So what? Ah, so she's an idiot. A mean idiot. Game on. This person really knows how to tell a story, by the way. I love it. Well, it just so happens that 36 inches is exactly 3 feet, so if you're looking for a shelving unit that will fit in a 3-foot space, this is perfect. Well, how the F am I supposed to know that? I don't do inches. In bed. She then proceeds... Sorry, I had to. She then proceeds to grab the shelf and a box off my hands angrily and storms off towards the registers. Holy cow.
Yikes.
Yikes on bikes, huh? Yeah, retail stories are great, aren't they, Riddle? This isn't sent in. This is a list that I found. Whenever I get these, because I look at so many of these lists, Riddle, Facebook has targeted advertising towards me, and I get them all the time, and I just save the ones that I think will be good for list critics.
Retail is just a chance to meet rude people everywhere.
It's true. And Jazz says she does millimeters. Okay, here's the next one. This one guy continually butchers the name of a product on a level that doesn't even make sense and gets annoyed that no one even knows what he's talking about. I work at a retail pharmacy chain. I'm stocking product on the shelf when the guy walks up to me. Where is the cheese, Nez? Cheese-Nez? Do you mean Cheez-Its? They're on aisle... No, Cheese-Nez. He says it slower as if that will make me understand what he's looking for. Okay, sir, I've never heard of Cheese-Nez. What's it used for? He starts outlining the shape of a box with his hands and says, Cheese-Nez. I'm sorry, sir, but I still don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what it's used for? Someone else might know. He starts looking around. Well, I'm the manager. If anyone would know, it would be me. I know our entire stock enough to know that we don't carry a particular product. Hold on a second, it just jumped down. Here we go. The guy shakes his head and walks off. About 5 minutes later, the guy walks up to me with a box of Kleenex in his hand and waves it at me with a dumb look on his face to show that I am the one who should know what he's looking for. Then he had the audacity to say Kleenex correctly and ignore the fact that he was pronouncing it completely wrong. Now my coworker... yeah. Now my coworker... Jesus Christ. On a cracker. Now my coworkers and I use the word Cheese-Nez when talking about Kleenex. See? The guy started a thing. He's made it a thing.
He unknowingly created a meme.
Yeah. I wonder if he's like, oh my God, it was fucking Kleenex. I gotta go and pretend I said Kleenex the first time. All right. This is the next one. We have a regular who comes in once every couple of weeks to look at our wares, make a lot of loud noises about the things she wants, and then react loudly in horror at the prices. She has been caught switching tags in the past. As such, she is not exactly beloved within our walls. She comes in 30 minutes before we close. Yeah, you already know this is how this is going to go. And clomps around. She uses this weird lurching, swinging walk where instead of walking like a normal person, she swings each leg in a wide sideways arc before setting it down in front of the other foot. What is this, a Monty Python sketch?
She's doing like the Riker maneuver, but...
Yes, she is. That's real.
I don't know, maybe it's a disability. I'm not sure.
Her whole body is involved in this exaggerated method of locomotion that looks like she's either wasted while walking on a rolling ship in a storm or wasted while swinging from vines, Tarzan style. She's huffing and puffing and blowing out her breath and making agitated, unhappy noises. Every heaving breath she takes looks like it's going to throw out her back. To sum up, if you are easily irritated by the sound of someone chewing or making noises on a constant basis, this woman will make you go postal in 5 seconds, guaranteed. I'm not that sensitive, and even I'm developing an eye twitch. Calm. I am cool. I am fine. She'll be out of here soon enough. Be chill. Cool like the mountain breeze. Oh, I like this thing. And that one. And that one. Please take those out of the case so I can look at them. This is great. I want that. Wait, it's $75. The sound of cracking teeth echoes through my head as I clench them. And so it begins. It's a glass statuette of a horse in green glass, hand-painted with a flower motif from some company that apparently custom makes them and sells them for well over $100 each. I know enough about the way we handle prices to know that getting it for $75 is a steal. I just came from the doctor where they discovered that I might have cancer. Yikes, that's a bummer. And while cancer is a serious business, the timing of her mentioning this is so suspicious. They're going to do some tests to confirm it, but I need to do something nice for myself to keep from flipping out about it, and my family's not supportive right now, so I'm shopping for myself. Okay. Time check. Good evening.
Someone with her?
I've kind of gotten this.
Maybe there should be, right? Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be closing in approximately 20 minutes. I know. Are you there? Are you sure there's no wiggle room on that horse? Because I like it. But I don't know. It's not nice enough to pay that much for it. Then you don't want it badly enough. We look these things up online and then discount the retail price 75 to 80%, ma'am. We're not likely to go lower on it. Yeah, that's not true. There's no way that is 80% off. Oh, good. She's calling me a liar to my face because that's how you endear yourself. That's the way we price everything, ma'am. Regardless of what we're selling, our pricing policy is uniform across all boards. There's still no way that's 80% off. Okay, fine, forget it. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. Sorry, but whether you or not you believe me, that is the price. We don't discount an item until it's been sitting around for over 30 days. Are you sure you can't discount it to $20, even though I might have cancer? Unfortunately, that doesn't change the answer, ma'am. My God, you're heartless. That's right, ma'am. I'm a raging witch. I'm going to sacrifice a goat after work tonight. My supervisor and coworker make muffled choking sounds around the corner, but are straight-faced when I glance their way. There is no one else in the store. The usual customers have drifted to the registers in the half-hour announcement. No last-minute stragglers except Mrs. Cancer. I believe it. You won't even... Oh, I don't believe it is probably what they meant to write, but they wrote, I believe it. You won't even discount for somebody who may be dying of cancer. Lady, even if I believed you, my behind would be kicked from here to Timbuktu for arbitrarily and massively discounting prices on somebody else's territory.
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't get that, you know, you're not the one who makes the rules.
The law is the law.
Well, I don't think it's a law, but like people
the
think they're...
price is the law.
If you say so. So, good
The
evening.
rules.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be closing in approximately 10 minutes. I know, I'm almost done. She takes a wide, swinging, leg-huffing, puffing tour of the store, occasionally bringing some random thing for me to hold. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will be closing in approximately 5 minutes. I know. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 7 p.m. and we are now closed. This is your last chance to bring your purchases to the registers. I know. She messes around for 5 more minutes before coming up to the register. She waffles around, asks if we can discount a $50 hand-blown, hand-painted vase, complains a little, looks at all that crap that she supposedly planned on buying, and then rejects most of it for the vase. 10 minutes after we close the store, she finally swing-walks outside, huffing and puffing and complaining loudly about us being heartless. Naturally, she leaves the pile of merchandise for us to clean up. As I watch my supervisor lock the door behind this obnoxious lady, I can see through the windows that her wildly awkward walk straightens up, her posture corrects, her walk becomes normal, those deep throw-out-your-back, heaving breaths disappear as if they never existed, and she saunters through the cold to her car quite calmly and easily. She was doing it all just to be as obnoxious as possible. And the supervisor says, you know, if I thought I might have cancer, I wouldn't spend $50 in a thrift shop. I'm pretty sure I'd hang on to that money to, you know, pay for my treatment. Yeah, go figure. That was an odyssey of fail.
I'm not certain about that assessment at the end.
I mean, now you sounded like you kind of saw it coming that the whole like walking affect was fake.
I wouldn't say that I'm like accusing her of lying or anything like that, because that.
Oh, a bitch is lying.
Very well.
Yeah.
Even if she was not, though, she was using it to basically swing authority over other people.
Don't you just love assholes?
And there's people out there, you know, they get kind of, when they don't feel like they have control in their lives, they will try to swing it over others. And,
by swinging their thighs around wildly.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Just sounds like just a terrible person to know.
Or to, not even to know, even to just encounter. It just sounds terrible to even encounter this woman.
Yeah, I'm not defending her in the slightest. I'm just saying this might be an explanation.
Look what AJ just said. What just happened in that bathroom, I will take to my grave.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Okay, here's the next one. I know in some states there's no sales tax, but not in my state. So one day a couple comes to my checkout line and I ring them out. Total is $200.23. Guest shows me his state ID. Here you go. That's an ID. Yes, it is. You can't pay with an ID. I know, but don't I not pay sales tax if I'm from a tax-free state? You know, I'll give him credit. He tried. Huh? No, you still pay sales tax. That's absurd. I'm showing you my ID. You still have to pay sales tax. No, other stores do it. They might. We don't. No, this isn't right. You're infringing on my rights. Oh my God, is he going to start screaming? Am I being detained? All right. At this point, I'm like, what? I don't know what to do, so I just keep talking. What stores do it? Oh, Jesus. The fucking browser on my phone just crashed. Give me a moment to bring it back up.
I think this is fake.
Help, I'm being repressed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen videos of people who behave like this, and I believe this is real. All right, I got the site.
I've seen some crazy as it is, but
I got the site back up. I just got to scroll down to the part that I was up to. Okay, I don't do inches. We got Cheesenez. We got Cancer Lady.
hashtag fake news, Chris.
Hashtag face news. Sad.
Sad.
Despite all the negative press, I will Cheesenez.
I will order my coffee, please.
Oh my. Oh, you know, it strikes me as I'm scrolling past that last story how fucking long it was.
Yeah, these do get a little long.
There's a lot of ads that I gotta scroll past too, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. So it's an ID, tax-free state. All right. So what stores do it? What does it matter if you're not gonna do it? Just curious. Are you gonna do it or not? No, I'm not. You have to pay for the sales tax. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Is there someone I can talk to? Yeah, give me a minute. No, I want them now. I kind of want to slap him for this stupidity, and it's been about 10 minutes at this point, which is a long time. Finally, the manager comes over, and this moron explains the situation to her. She has this stunned look on her face as she can't believe... Oh, fuck. Every time one of these things loads, it jumps. Give me a second here. Okay, there we go. This stunned look on her face as she can't believe how dumb he is being, and just like I told him many times, he has to pay the sales tax. He responds that this is infringing on his rights and begins cursing her out. Forget it. I ain't buying anything. I ain't shopping here no more. Okay. Now as he leaves, he knocks...
$50.
Yeah, right. Well, it was $200, but still. Who cares, right? Now as he leaves, he knocks over a gift card display, and now there's like 1,000 gift cards all over the floor. Unbelievable. You're infringing on my right. Yeah, that guy's going to go home and jerk off with a pocket constitution. I guarantee it.
I don't know what that means.
It means he's going to take a tiny little copy of the Constitution out of his pocket, and he's going to use it as a jizz rag.
He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I totally exercised my
Fourth Amendment.
Oh God.
Searches and seizures. Okay, so.
Okay.
Jesse's just like, oh Canada.
I'm just gonna look the other way.
Oh God, you're singing it in French and everything. Do you have cameras in my room? Yes, Locust, we do. We see you jerking it.
Yes.
Ceiling Cat can see you
We
masturbate.
enjoy it a lot.
I enjoy it less than Noun does. But. Okay.
Only slightly less.
Yeah, only slightly less, but less. Yeah. Okay, there's the next one. I work with self-checkouts at a grocery store, and we were extremely busy yesterday. There were customers at every register, lines wrapped around the store, and we were understaffed. I needed a manager override for 2 registers, and of course, nobody was picking up the phone. As I was dialing various phones and paging different people, just trying to get a hold of someone while also talking to 2 customers, I hear a guy yell, "Yo!" from one of the registers on the other side of the store. I look over and saw a guy leaning on the produce scale and scanner, and the machine loudly telling him to remove everything from the scanner. This was something people did 100 times a day. So I put down the phone and walked over to tell him this, and he instantly became hostile. You can't lean on that, it's a scale. First of all, don't tell me what I can and can't do, and I wasn't leaning on the scale. I just watched you lean on it. I was not leaning on it. Please remove all objects from the scanner. You're leaning on it right now. This went back and forth. Hi, Gibbs. Gibbs is joining. Oh, okay, don't jump on me. Don't jump on me, Jesus. This went back and forth for a bit. I kept telling him that it wouldn't start if he continued to lean on the scale. He kept insisting that he wasn't leaning on the scale while leaning on it and continued to make a big show out of looking at my name tag and mispronouncing my very common name. He asked for a
I hate that so much.
AJ said, people like this are why I have violent thoughts. He asked for a manager, so I went over to page someone for like the 5th time. He kept arguing with me and yelling for a manager while I tried to tell him that I had already called her, and then he dropped this bomb on me. Are you telling me that leaning on the scale is the reason I didn't get a receipt? I never told him that, and until this moment, he never mentioned anything about a receipt. As the whole store was a mess and there were carts of both bagged and unbagged items scattered everywhere, I didn't even know that he had already paid. That's amazing. Oh, come on, website. Unfuck yourself, sir. Okay, give me a second.
People want to cause shit. Why do they do it?
Because that's all they have in life. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually text this to myself so I can open it on my computer where I have ad block and I can read the rest of it without it fucking up. Because this site apparently is just ads a galore. So let me just...
It needs to be properly unfucked.
Yes, I'm unfucking it right now.
You know,
it's a reverse pelvic thrust.
Figured... Oh my. It was a pelvic retreat.
Oh, pelvic retreat. AJ, song title.
And release.
Oh, you just had to go and take it to that other level, huh?
You just had to make the next step.
That's what Jesse
I'm on
did.
level 99, about to head to level A.
Level A.
Hey now.
All right.
Hey
Okay.
now.
All right, so all right, I got it on my computer now, so it's a better version of Firefox. Okay, so here's the next one. This was a while ago while I worked in the mall location of a certain cell phone provider. It was a normal day when a guy in a suit came in and was demanding we fix his phone. From this moment, he'll be suit guy, I'll be me. Welcome to my store. How can I help you?
I'll be me.
Yeah. Fix this now. Okay, what's wrong with it? I can't hear out of it, so my calls won't work. Okay, can you make calls? Of course I can. What are you, stupid?
Wow.
So he says to his coworker, hey, let me call you from this phone and see if I can hear you. Okay. Proceed to call, and everything sounds fine. Looks to be working fine. Well, it's not. Okay, well, your account shows you have insurance. Yay. Here's the info. You can file a claim online. You can have a replacement phone tomorrow. Tomorrow? That's unacceptable. I run my whole business off this thing. I can't go a full day without it. I was expecting a very important call, and if I miss it, I'm holding you responsible for costing me $1 million. Oh, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is, so fix it. Give me a new one. Well, you can't upgrade yet, so that's out the window, but if there's $1 million at stake here, why not just buy the new phone you want? I mean, I know if it was me, I'd rather spend $750 than lose $1 million. That's not the point. Are you going to fix it or give me a new one for free? Sorry, we don't have a technician in any Blue store in this area, and we can't use an in-store inventory for replacements unless it's within the 14-day grace period. He huffs and puffs and calls my manager over. I get told to help another customer while my manager tries unsuccessfully to help him. Guy ends up leaving, threatening to cancel his lines due to bad service. Some days, guys.
I never.
Yeah. You're going to cost me $1 million. Like, yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah. A small loan of $1 million.
Some people just want to be mad.
It's true.
It's huge.
You're going to love the cell phone you get. It's absolutely tremendous. All right. Here's the next one. This is an encounter I had with an awful man who just refused to believe that I know what I'm talking about. Do you have any mincemeat pie? I've heard this one before. This is good. Do you have any mincemeat pie? Hello. No, we do not currently have any mincemeat pie, and I don't think we'll be getting any this season. What do you mean? You don't think you have any? Go check. Oh, I meant I know we don't currently have any. Corporate is just a little slow on communicating to anyone except managers, so I'm not sure if we'll be getting any mincemeat pies this season. Well, can you go check? I just finished our shipment for the day, and I spent about 4 hours a shift in our freezer. Trust me, I'm the first to know when we get a new product. If you leave your name and number, I'll be happy to call you if and when we get a mincemeat pie. Forget it. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. I'll wait for someone who does. Okay, well, I'm the only one here for the rest of the day and 6 of the 7 nights this week, so if you'd like to double check, you'll have to come in or call in the morning. You had mincemeat pie last year. I know you had it. We really don't. If it'll make you feel better, though, I'll gladly check the freezer. Finally, I need 2. I pop into the freezer real quick and just hang out for a second. I come out and tell him the bad news. Gosh, so sorry, we do not have any mincemeat pies. What's your name? You clearly don't know anything. My name is whatever, and my manager's name is whatever. If you'd like, I can call a general manager over and you can voice your complaints to him. No, I'm going to speak with your manager and get you fired for not knowing how to do your job. Stomps away. I come in early the next day and heard manager talking to decorator about mincemeat pies, and the guy actually called in to complain about me. Obviously nothing was done, but I fully believe the man was trying to get me fired because he thought I was just purposefully hiding frozen mincemeat pies from him.
Maybe they don't have any fucking mincemeat pies.
No. Obviously, they were hiding them.
You know, somebody...
I've encountered this.
Somebody at some point came up with the phrase, the customer is always right, and if I ever get a time machine, that's who I'll punch.
At my second job, I was working for a family friend who owned a bookshop. And the sort of joke between us two was the custom is never, or is seldom, if never, right.
It's true, though. He's on a mission for some mincemeat pies.
If you were to go back in time and punch that guy, the phrase would then be, the customer is always...
Wow! The customer is always... Yeah. God damn it! Fuck! I can't believe you've done this.
Customer is always...
I can't believe you.
Yeah, he got the reference. The customer is always bonk. All right. I work at a pretty large DIY store chain in Ireland and the UK. We have hundreds of shopping carts outside of different types. One day I was busy stocking some shelves and a man started storming toward me, telling him to get him a cart. I advised him if he walked straight out the door, he can get one himself. He furiously told me there were none out there and demanded I get one for him. Usually I wouldn't humor someone so rude, but I was curious as to how we could ever run out, so I went out to have a look. Lo and behold, there were hundreds of shopping carts. I pointed at them, and he said to the man,
Literally hundreds.
"Yeah, there are loads there. Just take one." To which he angrily replied, "Those? I thought they were just display shopping carts. You should mark them more clearly." Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. What the fuck is a display shopping cart?
That's awesome.
Like, I thought that's just for show. The whales don't turn, do they?
What?
We keep the real ones in the back.
Okay, amazing. I may not be the most well-traveled person, but I am almost sure that in the history of retail there has never been display shopping carts.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm gonna test something. I bet you if I Google that phrase, display shopping carts, in quotes, the only thing that's gonna come up is this fucking story. Let's see.
I can't breathe.
I don't know. Like, I thought those were fake. Like, what?
I'm gonna start crying.
What would you...
Yeah,
why would
nothing
there be
really
so
comes up.
many?
Oh, yeah.
Why
well,
in the world would you think that?
maybe he thought it was modern art.
Like, are these people this detached from being human beings?
Yes. Yes. And my evidence of that is everything that has happened.
Yeah.
Everything leading up to this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
When was this particular thing that you are reading?
Okay, here's the next one. A customer came in this morning and
Just move on. We're like,
oh,
yeah,
well, we got to move on at some point. A customer came in this morning and attempted multiple times to purchase gas, but all 3 of his cards were declined. I was in a good mood because I won $200 on last night's Mega Millions, so I figured I'd spot him $20 for gas. He then went to the pump, pumped $5, and came back inside to demand change. What? Hold on.
Oh, come on.
Dick move, bro. All right. Change from pump 3, please. What? Change from pump 3. I only pumped $5. I offered you $20 in gas. I wasn't planning on giving you change. Let me speak to your manager. The manager is here from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Give me his number. Sorry, but the company doesn't provide work phones and I can't give out his personal number. Where's your corporate number? He's now yelling. Outside on the door. Fast forward 2 hours and the police arrived. The responding officer told me someone said there was a cashier here that was refusing to return people's change. I explained the situation to the officer, who then asked to see the tapes. I had to call the manager, who was irate because he had to come in on his day off. After about 30 minutes, my manager arrived and played the tapes for the cop. They came out of the back office. The officer apologized to the manager and left. The manager then told me that if the guy came back to the store to refuse sale and tell him not to come back. I guess it just doesn't pay to be nice.
No good deed goes unpunished.
That's real. I'm amazed at the ball sack to even ask for change on that. And then to go call the fucking cops?
Yeah, what a dick.
You have a good one, Sarah.
See, hipster.
All right. I work at a gas station where there's a glass window between the customers and me. We push products through a drawer and they give money through the same one. The microphone is lower toward the ground, so if customers get too close to the glass, we can't hear them. Cue this idiot who decided to walk up blasting music on his phone. Hi, can I help you? Hi, can I get a... Sorry, what was that? Can you take one step back from the mic? I'm having... Okay, regular or 100s? Hundreds, and I have... So 100s, and what was that? Obviously annoyed, I can't hear him from being too close to the window over his music. Watermelon gum, and I have this coupon. Okay. You need to get a Mickey. Take coupon and money, finishes out transaction. What specials you got? Water. What's the deal? The price. And he walks away. After all that, I saw his coupon expired last year, so I'm probably going to get in trouble for that too. Can't believe people like this exist.
So that was a ZSA song, right?
It now is. It now is. That was the new
What are
Zombie
we gonna
Sneak
call
Attack
it?
record. Fuck shit. Eternal fuck shit.
I thought you were going to call it...
Well, it's hard to write that down, you know? All right. A customer was purchasing a bottle of tiki fluid. What the fuck is tiki fluid?
Oh, is it to
I
light those tiki torches?
Is that what that
I'm
is?
extremely not wanting to know.
I kind of want to know. Like, I would think that you would use regular lighter fluid. Would tiki torches have their own fluid?
Maybe.
Oh, yes, it is. It gives it that smell. The citronella smell.
The tiki smell.
The tiki. A customer was purchasing a bottle of tiki fluid but didn't have a price on it, so I asked another coworker to get me a price. She came back and told me there wasn't another one on the shelf, so she had to go all the way to the back to get the price on a computer. I turned to the gentleman and apologized that it was going to take a while. Whatever. I've just come in here once a month for the last 2 years and it never has a price, so I just wait here. Okay, why wouldn't you just remember the price then? Whatever. Then, would you mind if I take the customer behind you while we wait for her to come back? I'd rather just wait. Wow, what a dick. So then we yeah. So then we awkwardly stood there for like 5 minutes waiting for a price in this bottle of tiki fluid. He was just the grumpiest man ever, and I have never had someone refuse to step aside for the next customer. It's like, fuck people behind me.
That is the rudest fucking thing.
So rude.
How
Like,
rude.
why would you not just be like, oh, I'll just stand to the side here and
Yeah,
help all the other people?
All right. I just started my job as a cashier at a grocery store about 2 weeks ago. I'm in a register by myself now, and it's going all right. There's a forecast for heavy snow later that night, so the store is slammed. People were fighting over items in the aisles, over carts, and over places in line. I'm not sure what it is about snow on the weather forecast that makes people lose their minds. They get that French toast syndrome, you know? You ever see that?
What?
French toast.
Yeah, I call it because they hear it's going to be like 6 inches of snow. I better go to the store, get bread, eggs, and milk. Like, why? So you could make French toast? But you've heard that before, right, now? People do that.
Now that I've now that you've said that, yes.
Yeah. So I call it French.
We don't get snow here, but
Oh, okay. But I call it French toast syndrome.
I like that. That's a good.
You like that?
euphemism.
Yeah.
I'm calling it that.
I thought you'd like that. Okay. So Karen says that's psychology from the Middle Ages. So, yeah. A customer comes up to my line, and I'm scanning through his items. He's complaining about how busy the store was and how long the lines were throughout the transaction, which is understandable. After I ring up his purchases, he hands me a coupon for his corned beef. There's a huge discount in preparation for St. Patrick's Day. However, the coupon didn't start until the next day. I informed him of this, and he said, "It's only one day. Can't you give me the sale price anyway? What does it matter to you?" After telling him I couldn't use the coupon, he picks up the package, yells, "Well, then I don't want it!" and throws it at me. Hard.
Whoa!
I managed to dodge it, so it just brushed my shoulder, but it hits the floor with a lovely splat sound.
I had something like that happen to me, too.
Jesus. It was so busy that I didn't want to bother anyone, so I just picked it up, voided it, and rang him out, but I really should have told him to leave right then and there. Yeah, you really should have.
Clean up the mess, dick.
But it's like, I don't know if I'm right or wrong on this, but like corned beef, like I'm assuming it's in a can. Like they could have hurt somebody.
Yeah, I thought you'd throw it, it has the little key on it, right?
I guess I don't eat corned beef. But yeah, that's. What's funny is people are like, well, why can't you just give it to me now? Because you have to scan the fucking thing. It's all on a computer, Like, come on, get with the fucking program. It's not 1993 anymore.
Do you not realize that I will get in trouble if I try to change the rules for you?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Why do they go from 0 to 60 in half a second?
Well,
I know.
Well, it sounds like the guy was already all worked up about all the French toast syndrome going on. So, I can understand him being frustrated, but you shouldn't throw things.
Especially at people.
Chris says, Black Friday here in Kentucky becomes Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh, dear God.
I like your impression.
It's funny is I'm sure he doesn't sound anything like that. I've talked to Chris. He doesn't sound anything like that, but I just do like that.
Variety
He's from
it.
Kentucky, and I'm doing the Kansas accent just because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the last one. Well, they weren't numbered, so we'll just give it a letter grade. I'm saying A fucking plus for me. What do you guys think?
I also give it an A+ because it was humorous.
Jesse turned out to be a robot all along. I
I
also
too
give
it an A+.
I concur with Jesse.
Domo origato.
Mr. Roboto Domo. Domo.
Domo.
Domo. All right, I got
Poor
another.
Tara Nix has some complaints.
There were some stinkers. Well, the stinkers were the people, though. So, I don't know. I thought each one of these was entertaining in its own way. All right, I'm sending myself the next one, and we're going to be doing that. Come on.
Agreed reaction satisfactory.
This is acceptable. Within acceptable parameters. Okay, how could I send a text to myself and I haven't gotten it yet? Oh, there. Wait. It says I'm typing.
Are you? I don't know.
We're not certain.
Facebook, could you unfuck yourself so I could read this list? That would be great.
Why do you need to send it to yourself?
So I don't have to read it on my phone with 50 million ads.
Domo, not origato.
Oh my god, it's just not okay.
Okay, I got it. So this is, of course, like 3 of them came through at once. This is from Ula.com. Food workers share the most satisfying "Oh, but I am the manager" stories.
Oh my.
Oh, but I am.
Oh god, I've got one of my own for the end of this.
No, why don't we do it now? Let's hear it.
Oh Jesus
Let's
Christ.
hear it. Putting you on the
this is-
spot.
God, I'm in the hot seat already.
Noun's on blast, y'all.
I am. Let's just roast the shit out of me. This was when I was working in the men's and boys department, and I was the manager. But I was young. I was like 20, I think, at this time, and I don't exactly look my age. So I probably looked like I was a freaking teenager, like on her summer job or something.
All right.
And during a time that I was not working in the 40 hour or the non 40 hours that I was working, somebody else was there, and a lady came in and like returned some stuff, and there was just shenanigans going on with
hella shenanigans.
Yeah, we didn't have like computerized registers. We just had this like account system.
Okay.
It was the messiest fucking thing ever. And this lady came back. Apparently she had been by while somebody else was covering for me. And when I'm trying to I'm being encouraged to be roasted. Okay, that's gonna be great.
Well, Chris is just like, that's how we show our love.
Yeah, I was just kidding. But anyway, and like she came back while I was around, and I'm trying to like figure out what the hell the steps were that were done while I was not there to actually witness them, and like dealing with the account system and what the hell the exchanges that were involved. Basically, when you got store credit, like this was an ordeal and a half. Basically, and I was trying to like sort this through, and this lady says, "Oh, I know you're new." So I'm sorry. If you could get the manager that I was talking to the other day.
Wow.
And usually, and like I know I can be sassy as hell online.
That is calling for sass, though.
That is like the first time that I was just like, I'm not new. I'm the manager of this department. I just wasn't here when this happened.
They basically lobbed the ball for you.
Yeah, it was an easy layup.
She fucking apologized for that. Like, I was so mad for her to say that just because I looked, because I was younger than the person who was filling in for me the other day.
That's not always an indication of anything, really.
Did you say it with sass? Like, I know you're new.
Slightly, but she was trying to be polite in that way that it's like, I
like the
understand
sacker and like,
you're young,
look, I know you're new.
Yeah.
You're so adorable.
Ah, look at you.
Exactly.
Look at you. Bless your heart. Okay, let's actually do
that
this.
was
Let's actually do this list. Okay, here's the first one. That was a good one, though. Damn. My brother was a bartender at a sports bar, and some underage kid was trying to get served. My brother wouldn't serve him and was told, "My dad knows the owner. If you don't serve me, I'll get you fired." My brother's response was to turn to the owner, who was sitting there having a drink, and ask, "Do you know this piece of crap's dad?" "Who's your dad?" "Kevin blah blah blah." "Yeah, I know him. He's a real piece of work. Get the fuck out of my bar."
Oh, he got served.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice. You know what's it's interesting though is that in the one instance where somebody pulls that I know the owner shit and it's true, the owner doesn't like them. I mean, that's real. I'm just saying that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yes.
Aw, I got an
Yes.
A+.
I work at a deli franchise with another location in town. We had this insane and rude old woman screaming and ranting because she couldn't use a coupon for something the coupon was not even for. We stood there arguing for a good 5 minutes, holding a line up. Her grown granddaughters were with her, trying to calm her down and clearly embarrassed. Usually, I would have just given in and let her use the damn thing, but she was being so rude, I was not about to help her. She asked to speak to my manager, and I said I was the manager. She didn't like that at all and said, well, then I'll just go to the other location. They will take my coupon. She left. A few minutes... Yeah, bye, bitch, right? A few minutes later, we ran out of a product we needed, so I called the other location to check if they had some that we can borrow. They did, so I headed over to get it. Oh my god, I know where this is going. I walked in the store, and who do I see about to get in line for some food? The old coupon lady. So I washed my hands, put some gloves on, and jumped on the food line. The lady walked up to the counter, and I smiled huge and said, hello, can I help you?
Oh my god.
Her granddaughters both gasped and went, oh no, here we go. And the look and the look on Grandma's face was priceless. She did not try the coupon again.
Got him.
Goody!
Wait a minute, this coupon is just for 15 free minutes of America Online.
What? Free minutes. I'm that many years old. All right. I owned a pub some years back. One weekday night, I went... let's try that again. One weekday night, I was often chilling in my flat, which was above the premises. This is the most British thing I've ever read. Like, flat premises? All right. Pub? What are these words?
Boot.
What's it about? All right. I was often chilling in my flat, which was above the premises, when I got a buzz to come down to the bar. I came down to see my barmaid in the corner with a group of about 6 to 7 people of various adult ages and one obviously underage lad. My barmaid had refused to serve him, so they had bought one, assuring her that it was not for him. Then they just gave it to him anyway, right in front of her. She rightly had gone over and taken it back and was getting a lot of foul-mouthed abuse from this one particular odious little sucker who was actually calling her a fat witch as I approached. Seeing me, the jerk turns around and says, who are you, a roughing bodyguard? No, I'm the landlord and owner, and I came here intending to hear you out and sort out this amicably, but now I think I'm just going to ban you all from this pub permanently. And get out, you can all thank this little idiot here. I also reported them to Pub Watch, which means they get temporary bans from all other pubs in towns as well. They tried to get back in mine a while later, but I ejected them immediately and informed them if they tried again, I would not hesitate to have them arrested for trespassing.
Oh, that's just not very cricket, is it?
That was the worst British accent I've ever heard, Jesse.
That's extremely
And
rude.
I'm Canadian. You'd think I'd have a little bit in me somewhere.
No, you got a French accent.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
No, that didn't work at all.
I was bartending one night when 2 girls came in, treated me like garbage, ran me ragged, and didn't tip. Afterwards, they came up to me, each with resumes in tow, and asked for the manager on duty. I had the biggest and brightest smile when I told them that it was me, and I held my hand out for their resumes. They paled and went downstairs, lounge upstairs, dining room downstairs, so I figured they would leave. Then I got paged to the front hostess stand by the hostess, and there were the girls. They thought I was lying to them. It was beautiful.
You gotta feel a little powerful in that moment.
You know, these ladies are very stupid, and I'll tell you why. Because even if like you don't know it's the manager or whatever, like if you're trying to work there, why would you treat someone badly who might be your coworker? Like for real,
bad all around.
You know, I mean, or
Because high school.
that's probably it. Yeah, that's probably it. All right, I was working from words.
Oh, words.
I was working as a hostess at a well-known pizza and pasta place. It was Friday night, and we were completely slammed. This woman ordered a decent-sized order over the phone and asked to have soup bowls of bolognese sauce rather than the usual side cup that it comes in. Goddamn, how much bolognese sauce do you need, bitch? I wrote a note of it.
She needs so much ranch.
Yum yum ranch.
You know, it was okay. It was all. Please don't. I'll throw up. It was already gross enough thinking about an entire, like, soup bowl of bolognese sauce. But then when you made me imagine ranch, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Ick.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I will try to not bring up that commercial.
Don't bring up ranch dressing in general. I'm so grossed out by it.
I don't even know the commercial, so best left unsaid.
Just think about Thousand Island.
There you go. I like Thousand Island. All right. So she ordered where was I? Okay. So she got the stupid sauce. All right. I wrote a note of it, but just charged her for the side because we have no way to charge for a soup bowl of it. When she came in, I was taking an order over the phone, so the other hostess collected the order for her without realizing the sides were supposed to be soup bowls. I got off the phone as she was checking her order, and that's when she started screaming at the other hostess about how her sauce was supposed to be in soup bowls. I chimed in that it was my mistake and quickly went to grab the soup bowls to hand to her. Screaming the whole time, she went off on about how her restaurant is crap, and every time she came in, someone messed up her order and she wanted to speak to the manager. We were slammed, so the general manager was working in the kitchen, and the other manager was behind the bar, so I went to the back office and grabbed the owner, apologizing profusely for bothering her because she didn't usually deal with these things. The owner came out and asked what the problem was, and the woman was red in the face from screaming. When she was finally able to get a word in, the owner said, "You have your soup bowls now, as well as 2 free sides of bolognese. I don't see how these hostesses could have handled the situation any better," and began explaining that she didn't like that the woman was screaming at her workers and holding up a line of people in behind her. The woman decided that wasn't good enough and demanded to speak to the owner. The owner had a smirk on her face and calmly replied, "I am the owner. Now get the fuck out of my restaurant." The woman, yeah.
Oh, I love stories like that.
Big
really
bitch energy, right? The woman left in a huff, babbling about how she was taking it to corporate, and everyone in line clapped. It was my favorite moment working there, hands down.
Honestly, I thought she was going to complain, "This isn't a soup bowl, it's clearly a salad bowl. I mean, look at the size."
You've got the size of my forks inverted.
Oh.
This is clearly a salad fork right here.
This guy wandered into the lobby of a fast food establishment I managed after we had locked the doors, but clearly one of our doors malfunctioned. I politely told him that our lobby is closed at 10 p.m. and he was more than welcome to go through the drive-thru, which is 24 hours. He started screaming at me, as you do, saying that he will have me fired, that he used to be a manager at so-and-so place, and that he will find me after work and mess me up. He asked for the manager on duty. I smiled really big and said, "Sir, I am the manager of this establishment and the manager on duty. You have 2 options. You either leave and don't come back until you're sober, or you can leave in handcuffs. Your choice." He left, and I caught him hanging out by my car, although he didn't know it was my car, at 2 a.m., so I called the police, and they arrested him on the property as he slashed everyone's tires.
Oh, fuck.
I don't understand this. Like, you go in and they're like, "Hey, like, bro, we're fucking closed," but they gave him the option of, like, just going through the drive-thru, which is open, and the guy goes ballistic and is slashing tires and waiting to fight people? What?
Bruh.
What a Richard is right, Riddle. Damn. That is top-level Richard.
Oh, Dick.
That is a dickard right there.
Yeah, a dickard, there you go. It took Jesse a moment there. A couple of years ago, I had been given a great opportunity to own a new hold on a second. I gotta take a drink of water. I'm going crazy here.
I was like, Richard Dreyfuss, Richard Karn, like, what?
All of the rich.
Your mind went to That's the first time anybody's mind has gone to Richard Karn on the list critics. All right, a couple of years ago, I had been given a great opportunity to open a new restaurant. I was in my mid-20s, and this was the first chance I had been given to completely run the show. It was our opening weekend, so I called up one of my old managers, who's also a good friend, and asked if he would come and help me for the first week, which he happily agreed to. So it's Saturday night, every table is filled, and the wait is over an hour. Things are going better than I expected, although I honestly wasn't sure what to expect. Myself and my friend, who's about twice my age, were just walking the dining room, spending the majority of our evenings clearing plates and talking with customers. Everyone was cheerful, and many commented on how happy they were to have a new restaurant in the area. Then came the first problem customer in our young history. When I cleared her plate and asked how everything was, she snapped about how they had been waiting 5 whole minutes for the server to pick up their credit card. I told her I could help her with that and reached for the card she put on the table. A look of complete disgust came over her face, and she snatched the card back and put it in her purse. Okay, cool. A couple minutes later, a waitress asked me if I picked up the card. I told them no, she put it in her purse and that she was ready to give it to her. That's when it went off the rails. The woman insisted that I had taken her card and was demanding I return it. I came back and told her that I watched her put it back in her purse, but she vehemently denied and started to be unreasonably loud. She began demanding that I find her card now, or she was calling the police, and actually stood up and began stomping her foot like a child.
Oh, come on.
This threw me off, and I started to wonder if, in the chaos of the night, I actually did take her card. So I looked everywhere. No card. I went back and asked her again to please look in her purse, but she refused. My friend saw this happening and came over to try to assist. It was at this point that she stood up, looked straight in the eyes, and said, "You filthy busboy, your filthy busboy lost my credit card, and you better find it now." Okay. Now it started to make sense. She was looking down on me, and that's why she didn't want me to touch her card, because she assumed I was some sort of lowlife. He explained to her that I was actually the manager. Her behavior was appalling and asked her to look in her purse for the card. What a surprise! There it was. She put her head down, paid, and left without saying a word.
Wow.
Real.
Reduced to stomping like a child.
I mean,
I have no words.
She went there rather quickly, don't you think? Like
Yeah.
it was almost instant, the stomping, like almost as if that's a normal thing for her.
Like, this always works.
Probably does in her life.
Yeah, it's sad, but true. You know it's sad, but true. I was the manager of a tavern, a sort of pub/bistro combo. We had a big coffee machine, but didn't really promote coffee, and the head office wasn't overly concerned with it, so any issues with it took a while to get approval to fix. Anyway, a lady ordered a coffee for me, and I told her that I would love to make her one, but the machine was broken. She immediately got aggressive and demanded a coffee. I pointed to the big old red out-of-order sign and explained again. She went nuts, yelling and screaming, insulting me, and demanding a coffee. Where is he going to get it from, his ass?
You just can't manifest coffee.
Bippity-boppity-boop, there's your coffee, right? Like, damn. When she finished, I told her again why I couldn't get her coffee, but I told her she was welcome to go get a coffee in the cafe next door and come back and sit with her friends, and they make better coffee anyway. Again, she started yelling and stormed out. She got a coffee from McDonald's and came back doing the whole nya, I got a coffee like a 3-year-old. Then she started in on the personal insults. I told her, that's great, fine, now go drink your coffee somewhere else, you're no longer welcome here. You can't do that, I want the manager. I can, and I am, now leave, please.
Boom!
Yeet!
Tough acting to acting.
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he ain't got nothing to do with this.
I kind of get the advantage in that my boss and we play a really good game of good cop, bad cop, and I'm the good cop, and you don't really want to ask for my bad cop.
You're holding her back
good
like
cop?
You're like, she's crazy.
I'm the good cop.
I'll protect you from her. I was pretty babyface at the time, and I wasn't wearing my leadership fleece, so I looked just like an average White Castle team member. This woman was being an absolute monster to my team, dumped her drink on the counter, yelled at the cashier because he took too long to count the change, etc. Well, I handed her food to her, and without even opening the bag, she claimed it was too cold and demanded free food. Well, I told her she didn't even open the bag, so there's no way she would know if it was cold or not. She got mad and demanded to see the manager. I took 2 steps away and pivoted around on my foot, put my hand out to shake hers, and said, "Hi, I'm the manager," with the biggest grin on my face. She left after that.
And then left.
Yeah. Bap. You just do like a little Wonder Woman spin there. Like, manager!
Manager, just like that's an instant answer to everything.
All these ladies are Karen. They're all Karen. Yeah. Karen demands to speak with your manager. My parents owned a franchise deli some 12 years ago. My mom was there full-time making things run smoothly, and my dad would be there sometimes to help when he wasn't working his tech job. Well, this lady came in one time and ordered her food. When it arrived, she claimed that the kitchen made it incorrectly. My mom apologized for the inconvenience, comped her meal, and gave her a certificate for a free sandwich next time the lady came in. So the lady came in again, ordered her food, and again claimed that it was made incorrectly. My mom once again apologized and gave her another coupon for a free sandwich. Boy, talk about falling for it, huh? This happened probably 2 more times. My dad had heard about it and was convinced that they were just being scammed by this lady because, duh. Well, the next time the lady came in, my dad happened to be working the kitchen. Sandwich lady came through the drive-thru and ordered. My mom recognized her, and to make sure everything is perfect, my dad made her food himself and gave it to her. A couple of minutes later, the lady called the store to say her food had been made wrong again. My mom set the phone down and told my dad, "That lady is on the phone and says you made her food wrong again." My dad said, "You tell that awful woman I didn't make her food wrong and that she's never welcome in this restaurant again." My mom picked up the phone, and before she could say anything, the lady cut her off. "I heard that. You tell that boy that he is fired." My mom responded with, "Ma'am, that boy is the owner of the restaurant." The lady hung up and never returned. My parents both have a long laugh about that whenever they are thinking about all the stupid crap that went on with that restaurant.
Oh, jeez.
That's one of those stories that you like to pull out of your pocket now and then.
You know, to be fair though, the
Make you feel good.
the lady came out way ahead because she got like how many goddamn free meals out of them?
I encountered like the kids of those kind of parents one time at that
dear.
same retail store. I was working temporarily in the gifts department for some reason. Anyway, there was another lady who was covering for me in the men's and boys department, and we sold Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh dear.
And we sold like the American sets that like there were 10, I think, in the pack, and then we sold the Japanese sets that were there were 6 in the pack.
Okay.
And basically, these two kids, they had this plot. See, they were gonna buy the Japanese set, and then they were gonna come back and complain that the manager lied and said that there were gonna be 10,
Oh,
but there
boy.
were only 6. And the person who was covering for me decided to be real dumb, apparently, and she was like, "Oh, is she?" and like started physically describing me.
Oh dear.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, totally." And they were like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh, then that's noun." And anyway, so they were kind
Dun
of
dun
going around.
dun.
Yeah, basically.
This is a her problem now.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! And then they were going like around the store, like claiming that I'm the biggest liar ever, and like
Oh,
I
my
take a look
God.
at these boys, and I'm like, I have never seen these two kids in my life.
Mm.
And you know, my manager is behind me on this because, you know, she's seen this bullshit. She's been in this business for a while.
You know, what would be funny is if in that situation they describe somebody that doesn't work there. Like, does she look like this? And then they'd be like, yeah. Like, well, that person doesn't exist.
Is she completely like blue skinned? Does she have quills?
And they're like, yeah, totally, yeah. It's the
Are
chick.
there arteries
It's
on the outside of her body?
it's the chick
Is
from
her name
Avatar.
such and such. Like they even gave the person who was in my department at that time. She even gave them my name. Was her name so and so? And it's like, I don't fucking tell people my name. But anyway,
Is this Nogan
And-
Beats?
this is totally no good beats right here.
There you go. Did she play an Avatar? Did she play an Avatar? All right.
But anyway, so they're like going around the store accusing me of lying, and the manager, after I've taken a look at them while they're complaining to the person in the juniors department for some reason.
All
like,
all
they're
for
really
some
proud.
fucking cards too.
Yeah, they wanted like 4 more Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Hey man, you weren't there at the height of Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, neither was I.
I don't even know what it
No.
is. I know it's a cartoon. That's about it.
I know. Same here.
Okay.
We were selling Blue Eyes White Dragon, but anyway, and I was standing kind of adjacent to like their eyesight while my manager said, "Yeah," and she says that she's never seen you in her life, and they're like, "Oh, she's lying," she's lying. But anyway, she.
And you're right there.
Yeah, basically, and she was like, "Yeah, you need to get out of my store."
Leave.
And they were like, "We're gonna tell everybody that we know not to shop here."
Good.
And they were like, "You just lost 20 customers," and we were just
Dude,
laughing.
that's like that
We were just
troll.
laughing so
That's like that.
fucking hard.
It's like that troll we had that came in and started mixing it up with AJ, and they like,
Yeah.
well, that guy's making you lose viewers, and I'm like, just shut up, like.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I think actually they were like, well, "You just lost 5 customers," and it's like, wow, that's, oh my God, we're just gonna cry right now.
The guy was trying to tell me that he was trying to protect me from AJ causing me to lose viewers.
Oh, police!
I know. Yeah. AJ the mod.
As
is,
if AJ is not basically part of the entertainment of your stream.
Definitely is part of the show, All right.
They are an addition.
I worked at one of those small pretzel stores back in high school. It wasn't a busy mall, so there'd be days where I'd open and close and be the only person there. This was one of those days. This woman walked up, ordered multiple orders of pretzel nuggets, 3 large smoothies, and a pizza pretzel. That'll be money. Oh, no, I was here earlier and you were all out of the smoothie mix. I done paid and talked to the manager. He left a note in the drawer. Oh, really now? I opened the drawer and grabbed a random piece of paper. Oh, yeah, here it is. He even said he accidentally overcharged you and to refund you back some cash. The woman snapped her finger in front of my face. Yup. That's what happened. I done forgot about that. Well, it's going to take me a bit to get everything together as I'm the only person here, so would you like to browse around and come back in about 15 minutes or so? Yep, and can you throw in some extra dipping stuff for the inconvenience? Y'all shouldn't be making paying customers wait like this. She waddled off to the cheap costume jewelry place across the way.
Waddled.
I closed the register, took the key, put on my back in 20 minutes sign, and went to the back door for a smoke. 15
This is a saga.
Yeah. 15 minutes later, one of the other mall employees came to tell me about the woman screaming in front of the store. As I walk down the corridor, I can hear the woman bellowing, "Hello, you were supposed to have my food. I've been waiting all day. Hello, pretzel girl." I came out of the back room. "Can I help you?" "I want to talk to your manager. He told me you could have free stuff and then you ran off without giving me anything. You is done. You is fired." "Listen, lady, you're a lying piece of trash. I've been here all day. I am the manager as far as you're concerned, and the owner of this place wouldn't let anyone get free stuff or prepay. You want to come up here and waste my time? Then I'm going to waste yours right back. If you don't stop screaming at me, I'll just have my friends in security remove you." 20 minutes later, she was being let out by the real police and not just mall security.
Ooh, that's
Whoa.
some quick wit.
There's a missing part there, though. The manager.
Always the omnipresent, like, thing.
Oh, God. Amazing. I worked at a restaurant where you filled in a ticket with all the ingredients you wanted on your pasta/pizza/salad. There were large boards above a counter explaining how to order correctly. Once customers filled out their ticket, they could bring it to the register. During a weekend lunch rush with a line of at least 25 people, a woman came up to the counter and told our cashier what she wanted. When the cashier told her that she needed a ticket, she got annoyed about the inconvenience, all while the line built up behind her. She demanded to be given a ticket and began filling it out right there. Seeing this, I came up to the cashier and told him to start ringing up the people behind her while the lady took her sweet time making the important decision of which pasta sauce she wanted. She finally finished, paid, and sat with her gaggle of companions. Later, she came up to me and told me that my choice to have the waiting customers pay before her was extremely rude. I responded by telling her that we try to make sure every customer gets speedy service, and by her holding up the line and she didn't read our large signs was also rude to all the other customers. She told me that she'd like to speak to the manager to complain about me. With a gleeful and maybe slightly evil grin, I replied, "You already did. I am the manager." The look on her face when she realized she wasn't going to get to whine and feel vindicated about my mistreatment of her was lovely. And even though this was years ago, it still brings me joy.
I want certain.
Yeah. Bitch got served.
I like the bit of smarminess you put in your voice there.
I'm loving this I am the manager
I
thing.
am the
It's
manager.
really
It's
good.
cathartic in a way, isn't it?
It's very.
I ran an ice cream shop. I must have had to say, actually, I am the manager at least once a week. My favorite was this woman I eventually banned from the shop. She would come in with her husband and bratty kids. Then she would try to order a large 3 scoops and tell me to put it in 3 single-scoop cups, but only charge for the large. I said no. You either order 3 single scoops or you order a large. The difference in cost is quite a bit, but it's fairly standard for companies to do it this way. I wasn't having it. She got all mad that I wouldn't do it. First she said, "Well, the manager let me do it last week." "No, I didn't," I told her flatly. "Well, then whoever was working here let me do it, and they said they were the manager." "No, they didn't. I believe my workers over you." "Well, I want to talk to the manager." "I am the manager. You are talking to me." I said no. "Fine." And she and her little family stormed out without any ice cream. No skin off my back. She was rude to me and my workers. I wasn't going to let her treat us that way. Then she proceeds to call the shop the next day when I was working again. She said, "Hello, I need to speak to the manager." "Speaking, how can I help you?" I was there yesterday and some little hussy lied and said she was the manager, but she wouldn't let me get what I wanted. "That hussy was me. You're banned from our location. Don't come back." She tried to call corporate and report me. Corporate outsources complaints to the manager with the highest rating in the area, which was me. So when she called corporate to complain about me, she also got me. I wrote up the details of the conversation and forwarded all of her messages to the district manager, and he agreed with my decision and allowed me to send her an email officially banning her from the store.
Oh, that is delicious.
Nice.
Poor kids don't get ice cream from there now.
That is delicious topping on
They
that
could
ice cream
go
right
and
there.
fucking store and buy a fucking gallon of Turkey Hill and eat it at home like normal people.
It was me.
It was me. Me, baby, me. Well, these also weren't numbered, so I'm gonna give it an A. What do you say, Nogan Beats?
I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10.
I guess that's an A+.
Yeah.
Josse?
I'm gonna give it a broken A out of A.
Why? It costs 0 to not be like this. Why must y'all do this to me? Just give it a damn
Because
letter
you like to put in
grade.
the effort.
Well, you got to think of the Canadian conversion, though.
There-
Nothing there. Something.
Okay, hold on. Because you don't even, you said something and you don't even realize how funny it is.
A.
Let's be real though. You recruited us because you knew we were gonna be like this.
Yes.
You knew that.
That's true.
Oh, thank you.
So, there you go.
Whoa, I think Jesse just came.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is going on over there? Somebody call Justin Trudeau and let him know what's going on, because
I feel like I need to apologize to somebody.
Heck, I could just walk in his place.
call your mother and apologize to her. Like, Mom, I'm sorry. Why? I don't know. Ask Armageddon time.
I exist.
I'm sorry that we exist.
Locust has the right idea. It's 1/3 over Q plus blue. That's the Canadian conversion.
Okay.
I guess.
All right, I will accept this.
So we got lists.
Yeah, I'm sending another one to myself because I'm not dealing with the fucking mobile browser anymore. But I guess
We're just gonna let that slide.
Okay, so have you ever heard of people winning, or have you guys ever experienced this or known anyone who won a lifetime supply of something?
No, I always see it on sitcoms. Though.
Yeah, like, oh, a lifetime. Okay, so this is lifetime supply winners share the realities of what it's like to never run out of their bounty. Oh, Locust says he has. I got a lifetime supply of ass water.
Dude, that is a good supply.
well, of water. Okay, there you go. Your fiance won a life. I was just making a joke. That hadn't even popped up on my screen when I said that. I won.
Is it like Fiji water? Cause
apparently sparkling water. I want a lifetime supply of truffle butter. Okay. When my dad was 16, his basketball team won a tournament sponsored by 7-Up. The prize was each member gets a lifetime supply of 7-Up. I found this out because he was thirsty once and I offered him mine and he wouldn't drink it because he was so sick of it.
Make 7-Up yours.
Make 7-Up yours. That's great. We had just moved to Atlanta, Georgia, birthplace of Coca-Cola, and my dad ironically won a year's supply of Pepsi. We were amazed when a tractor trailer pulled into our driveway and dumped off pallet after pallet of Pepsi products. We gave a lot of it away, but still had a ton left over. What I remember most is that it took up most of the space in our garage, and we had to park our bikes on the side of the house, and they got rusty from being out in the rain. But you got plenty of fucking Pepsi.
Damn you, Pepsi!
A great big... Wait, who should fix the bikes? Pepsi Man.
Should have left the Pepsi outside of the fucking garage and let them get rusty.
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man. Back in October, I won a movie-themed pumpkin carving contest at a local theater chain with the prize of a year's worth of free movie tickets. This translated to 52 free movie passes that can only be used Monday through Thursday, can't be used on holidays, and can't be used for a brief period of time after a movie first releases. But even with all the restrictions, it's still pretty sweet, especially because I freaking love going to the movies.
Oh, dude, I forget what it was, but my brother once won like a 50 free rentals from Blockbuster, and that applied to video games.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It was flipping amazing.
I actually won movie tickets like on a radio thing once. Like I called them and did like the trivia thing, and I won movie tickets, right? But the problem is that like the radio station that I was calling was like Poughkeepsie, New York, and I'm in Pennsylvania. It's like I'm at the very edge of where you can get this radio station. So they were like, they asked me where I was from. I said I was, where I was from, and they said, oh, I guess you don't get up to Poughkeepsie much. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's like 2 hours away, And they're like, we'll mail the tickets to you. So I get these. They were like movie passes. They weren't tickets to a specific movie. So then the thing is, like, me and my friend Brandon decided to go, but we had to drive to, like, it was for this specific movie theater, so we had to drive up to Poughkeepsie, like, an hour and a half out of our way just to see fucking Mission Impossible 3. It was ridiculous. But we probably paid way more in gas going there than the movie would have cost.
But still.
Yeah. But it was still kind of cool to win something like that.
Yeah.
I wonder what a year's supply of pumpkins would be like.
It'd be like what? There'd be like 2 pumpkins.
Yeah, but like, what constitutes the use of a pumpkin, though?
That's a good question, man. You get one to make pumpkin pie with and one for a jack-o'-lantern.
There is a song title in here somewhere. Use of a pumpkin.
Use of a pumpkin. 32 uses for pumpkins.
There you go.
It'll be like that song we did.
Annual use for pumpkins.
It'll be like that song we did about the dick moves.
Total dick move.
That was a total dick move. I won a year's worth of Skittles last year at a raffle for a school event. I ended up getting
Oh man.
That's a hell of Skittles, I bet. I ended up getting 60 coupons for a free bag of any size. It doesn't really sound like a lot, but after going through a few 16-ounce bags, you get tired of them. So I passed a lot out to random people and made some pretty good friends out of it. Of course, we always kept a bag or 4 on hand in our dorm anyways.
Damn, that's so many Skittles. I love Skittles, but holy shit.
That is a year's supply of like flavored LaCroix cans. Sparkling water.
There you go. I currently have a lifetime supply of Red Bull. It's kind of an endorsement for being a musician, but I don't have to wear Red Bull helmets or anything on stage. What kind of music do you play that you would wear helmets on stage? It's like Viking metal, right? I don't know.
Jousting metal.
I just email a rep whenever I want some, and he sends about 6 cases in a friendly letter. I've sort of cut back lately and started drinking tea, but we'll grab a few cases every few months. Pretty fantastic setup. There you go. Or yeah, maybe it's Buckethead, right? Yeah, I'm with Chris. I would rather have a year's supply of M&Ms.
I would.
Like fake fruit flavor is all well and good, but chocolate is king.
I don't know though. If you get like one of each of the flavors of Skittles in like one mouthful, it's delicious.
It is.
I'm telling you.
I've done that, and to me, it just tastes like this is a lot of sugar.
This is a party and everybody's throwing up. Yeah, I know it's not like everybody's
Karen totally picked up on your joke. Is that what's a Skittle? It's a pill you put in water that turns it into a LaCroix.
Yeah. That's the joke.
Yeah, Ross is right. A year's supply of beef jerky would be nice.
Either that or, LaCroix tastes like... never mind.
Like somebody next to you thinking very hard about a specific fruit.
Like you're drinking carbonated water.
Yeah. It's like you're watching...
Like you're drinking carbonated water and like somebody in the next room shouts the name of a...
Lemon! No, you know what it is? Yeah. It's like you're watching the Fruit Channel, but it's blocked, so it's all scrambled.
Scrambled fruit porn.
Yeah, here you go.
Like it was made in an alternative universe where taste is like the most valuable resource.
The fruit is life. The fruit is life.
I know, right?
Well, that's just Dune.
Must taste the rainbow.
That's just Dune.
To have a taste.
Jesse, that's just Dune.
Oh yeah, this freaking spice.
Yeah. All right. I won a year's supply of Apple Jacks cereal when I was 10. Literally a pallet of Apple Jacks was dropped at my front door. The entire neighborhood ate Apple Jacks for months.
Oh, the poor souls.
Did they buck all the apples off of the apple trees?
Gross. I've had Apple Jacks, and I don't understand how it's called Apple Jacks when it doesn't taste like apple, and I don't know what Jack tastes like, but I hope it ain't that.
Terry knows what I'm talking about.
I won a year's worth of free Schick razors from a kickboxing tournament when I was 16. They lasted my family for about 5 years. So they won a year's worth, but it lasted 5 years for a whole family. So clearly a year's worth of razors is a hell of razors. I had to buy my...
Not grow a lot of facial hair.
Yeah. I had to buy my first razor when I was in college, and I was shocked at how much they cost. Oh, God. Chris says they should call it asshole jacks. Scrambled eggs and wobbly legs. What, Jesse?
Apple Jacks and Big Macs.
tossed
I
salads
get
and
the
scrambled
Apple
eggs.
Jackson Big Macs.
I'm gonna move on here. I want a year's worth of French fries. I want a year's worth of French fries playing the Monopoly game at McDonald's years ago. Got 365 coupons for large fries. No McDonald's ever knew what they were. I would always end up getting them after a manager checked it out. 16-year-old me ate a lot of fries. So did my friends.
Oh dear, so much salt.
So apparently, McDonald's considers a year's worth of French fries to be one large fry every single day.
That's a lot, though.
That is hella fries, though. Like, you will die if you eat that many.
That is constant fries.
I mean, you will die happy, but you'll still be dead. I earned a year's worth of Chick-fil-A for being one of the first 100 at a grand opening of a new store. I think it was right, but let's see what they have to say about it. I think they do it for every new location. The actual prize is 52 free sandwich meals or 8-pack nugget meals. I would sometimes redeem 2 meals for myself for one sitting, though. It was awesome. I took my girlfriend 10 to 15 times that summer. She later became my wife. Is that was that like a Chick-fil-A commercial that I just read?
Thank you, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you and your wife are horrible.
I know, right? Seriously.
I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A, but I don't.
You know what? Wait, hold on though. Hold on. Wouldn't it have been amazing if that was a woman telling the story though?
Oh, that
makes it very different. That would make it very, very different, wouldn't it? Imagine if Chick-fil-A.
Torn on this.
What's there to be torn about? There's nothing to be.
The idea is it's like, don't snub this fast food restaurant because there are people who are LGBTA who are working there and they need that money.
Okay, but the place is taking the money that they get and donating it to place to specifically oppress those people. So fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck their whole shit.
Naturally, there was like huge discourse, but it was like, let's not support this place because.
No, you know what it is? Is that's just a bunch of people who can't give up their chicken. That's what it really is.
Probably.
They have no fucking, willpower to just not get Chick-fil-A. That's what it really is.
There's other chicken places.
There's better chicken places too. But yeah, all right, let's move on here. But I think it would have been funny if like they had to give out like 52 free meals to like a lesbian couple. That would be amazing.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
My roommate and I won a lifetime supply of butter in college. How much butter is that? Wow. Apparently, lifetime was 2 pounds of butter a week for a year.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, so a year. Okay, hold on a second. A year is not a lifetime, but if you think about that, that is 104 pounds of butter. That is.
I just slightly threw up in my mouth.
That is a lot of butter. We stocked it up.
Imagine chomping into it.
Ugh. At least let me make it into brown butter before you go doing that, okay?
Apple brown butter.
We stocked it up, got wasted, and tried to make a slip and slide with all the butter. It went okay. It went okay. Basically, we won it because our college was having some random event where you get locked inside a clear bubble thing and had to run around a track. It was in the winter, so it was icy as heck. My roommate, Jesse, bless his soul, took it upon himself to analyze and comment on each person's run. After about an hour of listening to my trashed roommate call out every person on what they did wrong, he goes, I can't do this anymore. These guys need a lesson. Being the supportive person I am, I hold his drink while he gets in line. Cue the most perfect, beautiful ice bubble course running there ever has been. What's funny is like usually the guy who, like armchair quarterbacks and calls out everyone for what they're doing wrong doesn't really know what he's talking about, but apparently this guy knew how to bubble race.
And he even pulled a hold my beer.
Yeah, like a legit hold my beer.
Yeah. I was like, hold my.
Like Karen is saying, this sounds like you, Jesse.
We
I don't know.
kind of all agree with that.
I think they're saying,
Who would stumble at the starting line.
Being the supporter. I read that. Cue the most perfect, beautiful ice bubble course running there ever has been. He got the best time, and they told us we won a lifetime supply of butter. If there has ever been 2 guys more happy about anything in the history of this earth, I would like to see them. When I have kids, and my kids have kids of their own, that will be the first story I tell them. The Ballad of Uncle Jesse and the lifetime supply of butter.
Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, maybe it was John Stamos.
Uncle Butter. That's how he's going to be.
Hi, Uncle Butter.
That's basically how it's going to be.
Yeah. One life
Butters.
Uncle Butter. Well, golly. One lifetime passes to the Oregon Aquarium for being like their 5 millionth visitor. My original pass didn't expire until like the year 2999. When I got a replacement, it shouted the expiration date as 2099. They got smart. I had planned to name every child my name so we could all use the pass.
So genius.
Yeah, but they caught on, didn't they?
Did they?
Yes. My dad used to be really into entering sweepstakes as a hobby. He subscribed to a newsletter listing a ton of sweepstakes, that's a hard word to say, offered by a major company.
Yeah.
Sweepstakes. It's hard to say. You can't say it. It's impossible. He won stuff constantly, normally small things like CDs or movie passes, but he also won a big screen TV, a Toyota Camry, and a trip to the Bahamas. What is this, an episode of The Price is Right?
God damn.
A brand new car.
That was a fun show, though.
Still is. I got interested after he won the car. We started entering together. This involved sitting for hours and filling out 3x5 index cards. I really enjoyed the time with him. I won a year's supply of Snickers when I was in the 10th grade. Nice. I got a box with 738 Snickers bars. I have no idea how they arrived at that number. Yeah,
that's very specific. And what do you do with all those damn Snickers?
I'd probably spend the rest of my life trying to figure out how they came to that conclusion.
Okay, so hold on. Let me do a little calculator foo here.
Oh no, here we go.
Because that comes out to 2.0219178 blah 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 Snickers per day.
All right, but we're not doing it by day. I assume maybe they're doing it like by month, by year.
Maybe they're doing like power of positivity.
Well, it's supposed to be a year's worth, right? So hold on, let's do.
Was it a year's worth? Okay,
that's what they said. It was a year's worth. Hold on, we'll clear it out. So what was the number? 738 divided by 12.
This is really important.
61 and a half Snickers per month.
Holy fucking God.
61 and a half. See, even that's... All right, let's do it by week. 738 divided by 52 is 14.192307.
So you basically are having like one Snickers bar a day.
Well, more like
and then,
two.
Like on Sunday, you have
two.
An
no,
extra.
it's like 2 a day, but there's like a little like chocolate film left over.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and some.
I don't know. I'm trying to walk this backwards in my head. Like, you know how the phrase is, "You're not yourself when you're hungry."
Yeah.
So maybe they really want you to be yourself.
They want you to be yourself constantly. And then
power positivity.
And then a little extra. Yeah. That's
maybe.
That's crazy.
They just decided to be generous.
During university orientation week, which I guess is what Kyle is gearing up for here, one of the local pubs, it was called the Captain Cook Tavern, held a competition where you could put your name into a draw to win a year's supply of meals for you and your flatmates. I won it along with some other people, and it started off great. The meals were straight off the same menu as the bar food, so they were fairly decent. About 3 months later, the free meals were reduced to the point where they were essentially a pot noodle with a squirt of tomato sauce. They got cheaped out there. That sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But like, how do the people like maybe management changed or something?
They're like, this is cost.
Having this.
Yeah, this is costing too much. Just give them cup of noodles. All right. I won a year's supply of Slurpees from 7-Eleven through a radio station contest when I was in college. It was a book of 52 coupons for 1 free Slurpee each. I wanted to use them all that summer because I was going back to college in a town with no 7-Elevens. I ate Slurpees for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and late-night snack. I had a party that centered around mixing or drink concoctions in Slurpees, which got a little wild. And then when I returned to school, I had a few left, so I gave them to a friend who still lived in a town and went to community college.
That sounds like a very healthy thing.
That's a Simpsons episode right there. I don't know where you magic pixies came from, but I like your pixie drink.
Oh, yeah, when they had the syrup only.
Yeah. When I was 13, I won a lifetime supply of Bic razors. They started me out with a box of 36 packages, and each package had 12 razors. There was a postcard to mail if I needed more. I'm 34 now, and I still can't grow a beard.
Oh, there's other things you can shave.
They're very effective then. I mean, he doesn't even need to use them.
Yeah. Just their presence in the house keeps it at bay, right?
Repels hair.
They're like a ward.
Oh, here's the last one. Oh, no, wait, this isn't the last one. I'm sorry. Wait, how many are there?
I don't know, but I hope there are more because
there's more. I'm just this just keeps going. I'm like, it looked like it was the last one, but it's not. Okay, my mom's friend from work got a package of goldfish. She got to the bottom of the bag to find a coiled up dead rattlesnake.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She got free goldfish for life. I would think after that she wouldn't want to be eating any more goldfish, but hey. Have you guys ever found anything like gross like that in a package of like anything?
There was a time when there was like we had Weevil in a cereal.
I'm sorry.
But it was like we saw it in the bag.
Oh, that's
we
bad.
saw it in the bag.
So it didn't like come out into the bowl like thonk.
No. It was like you pull the bag out of the box and you're like, oh well, there's this.
Well, lucky you're one of the people that pulls the bag out of the box. Most people just pour it right out, like shake it, you know. I found
That's what I do.
I found
so delicious.
Huh? What?
Jesse thinks that's funny because it's snaky snake. Yeah. I found chunks of meat floating in a Snapple once, and that's why I don't drink Snapple anymore.
Oh, Snapple.
Yeah, made from the grossest stuff on earth, apparently.
Ugh.
All
right. I currently receive what seems to be a lifetime supply of toilet paper. Over 20 years ago, I lived in Southern California and became very fond of a variety of Charmin that was infused with baby oil. It was so soft and smooth. Shortly thereafter, I moved to Virginia for work. The local stores didn't have my baby oil Charmin, and I was told that it didn't exist. I called Procter & Gamble to find out what was up, and I was told that the baby oil version was offered in Southern California as a test market, and it didn't turn out so well, so it is no longer offered to stores. I was crushed. The company did, however, take my name and address, and when I was told that I would receive coupons in the mail for my inquiry and interest in their product. About 3 weeks later, a box arrived from Procter & Gamble that contained 2 separate 4-packs of toilet paper, one marked A, the other B. The letter that was enclosed stated that since I had such a penchant for toilet paper, it sounds like a song title to me,
Yikes.
I had been selected to test out their new varieties. I was instructed to use the package marked A for a week and then switch the package marked B the following week. I was told a phone call would follow. After 2 weeks, I received a call from the company asking about the results of my test. They asked these crazy questions, like could I name 3 adjectives describing my experience with both types of paper? It was definitely a phone call to remember. At the end of the call, I was told that I would receive coupons and other considerations in the mail for my participation in this test. Ever since then, I have received a free 4 packs of Charmin toilet paper once a month, every month. This has gone on for over 20 years, and it does not look like it will stop.
This is an entire album, not just one song.
The toilet paper suite. Gibbsy.
The toilet paper saga.
All right, a couple of
Toilet paper sweet.
I just said that, Jesse. Come on, get with it.
Yeah.
A couple. Hi, Gibbs. Okay, don't jump on me, buddy. Okay. A couple of years ago, I won an order of wings per week for a year at a local pub. I had just moved to an area of the city with a great nightlife, and one of the bars was reopening after a month. I randomly saw an ad on Facebook that if you're one of the first 200 people in line that night, you got 52 coupons, each with a specific week on them for an order of wings. So I went, and I waited for 2 hours in Alberta in February. It was freezing, and I couldn't feel my toes by the end, but the bar brought everyone... hot... Oh, there's a typo. That's why it's fucking me out. It's supposed to be hot chocolate, but it says got chocolate. While we waited.
Chocolate, mate?
Got chocolate, mate. Worth it. Also, this bar had $3 a pound wings on Wednesdays. That's a lot of wings for $3.
Wow.
So I would go on Wednesday, use my coupon, and then get 2 or 3 more pounds. Usually a hockey game is on too. Good times. That is the most Canadian post I've ever read.
I wonder how good those wings are at $3 a pound, though.
If you're drunk, they're probably better.
Good idea. Pre-drink.
I once went to a grand opening QFC, Quality Food Center, big grocery store when I was 12. They were having a free raffle, and I'm like, why not? So I enter. Did I win the plasma TV? No. Did I win the iPod Classic? No. 12-year-old me wins a year's supply of Tillamook cheese. It was a
Hell yes.
It was a sheet of 12 coupons, each for 2 blocks of cheese. What the heck was I going to do with cheese? I honestly didn't even like cheese at the time. What kind of monster is this?
God.
After going home and moping for a while, I had an idea. After I discussed it with my parents, we went back to the QFC and I met with the manager. After being given a few more sheets, I sat in the entryway of the QFC with a cheese hat and sold them for face value. What did I do with the profit, you asked? I donated to hurricane relief in New Orleans. I sat there for the whole day saying cheesy for the big easy to every customer who came in. This was shortly after Katrina, and we ended up raising $500 that day.
Aww.
A happy end. What the hell is Tillamook cheese? Is that a brand?
Cheese is delicious.
Is it a brand or a type of cheese?
Never heard
it's
of
a
it.
brand.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
brand.
I've never heard of it.
American brand.
Markin.
American over
When I-
here anyway.
When I was young, like 5 years old, my parents won a year's supply of Cool Whip on Let's Make a Deal. A few weeks later, my dad stopped a truck and informed the driver his trailer was on fire. The truck was hauling Tootsie Rolls, and the driver gave him several cases. I only remember that during the time because it seemed like Cool Whip and Tootsie Rolls were universally free, similar to water, unlike the other things that you had to shop for. These things are still valueless to me.
What are 2 random items?
Yeah. It's like clothes hangers. Like, who goes to buy clothes hangers? You just have them.
They just
Yeah, I know.
appear.
You buy them. Unfortunately, you buy them.
I've never bought clothes hangers. They always just sort of there.
I'm envious of your spontaneous clothes hanger just apparitions that just
I want
happen.
I won a lifetime supply of coffee at this local coffee place for guessing how many beans there were in a jar. Unfortunately, I don't drink that much coffee, but it's nice to go in there and not spend anything. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not gonna go in and drink anything at all, you wouldn't be spending anything anyway.
That's also true. If you didn't go there, you wouldn't spend anything.
It is.
Last New Year's Eve, my local Applebee's did a drawing for free Applebee's for a year. I won, and what it ended up being was one $10 coupon per month, only valid towards sit-down meals and not on drinks or takeout orders. Pretty big letdown. Wow, Applebee's sucks at everything.
Yeah.
Including food.
Yeah.
I could tell a story, but I'm not gonna.
I won a lifetime supply of Tootsie Roll products, which ended up just being a medium-sized box of candy. Apparently, I'm only supposed to eat like 3 Tootsie Rolls a year.
Oh Jesus.
Damn. Oh yeah,
Some of these-
they're not bad at getting shut down. That's right, Karen. Through a series of hilarious events, a grocery truck flipped over and my parents run a tow truck company, I became the owner of about 5,000 snack pack puddings. It was all cool and fun when I got home and started filling up my cupboards. I didn't have enough room in my kitchen for all this pudding, so I kept some in my bedroom closet, and when that filled up, my dresser drawers, linen closet, and eventually even my laundry room cupboards were now makeshift pudding shelters.
None of it went bad.
Well, you know, it's like that snack pack crap. There's probably no dairy in it. Makeshift pudding shelter should be a song title. I finally filled up the kitchen cupboards and panty top to bottom with pudding cups. Again, great for a bunch of guys smoking pot and doing nothing all day, but really strange when you bring a girl back. She goes to your kitchen and you can hear her open one cupboard, then another, and another, followed by a whispered, "What the heck?" That's followed by the pantry being opened and her finally yelling, "Hey, what's with all this pudding?" If I was able to talk to her into spending the night, she would be greeted by a still unfathomable amount of pudding taking residence in my room. If she took a shower in the morning, she'd have to ask where the towels were because, of course, another wall of freaking pudding was staring at her when she tried to find them in the closet. I finally finished enough of the pudding to make room for dishes, and keeping them in the dishwasher and dirty ones in the sink, and eventually started putting actual nutritious food in the kitchen about 3 months after. I ended up giving a ton of pudding away because I couldn't bear to eat any more of the stuff.
Imagine if her reaction after seeing all that pudding was more like,
Yeah.
"Am I next?"
The answer to seeing all that pudding and asking what it's for is to be like, "Oh, I feel so good."
Back in 2010, my buddy got wasted and decided to wait in line for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. He was asked if he wanted to do a skit involving punching balloons on air, so he gets on the air and they dress him and 2 other people up in karate uniforms. This is weird. The 2 other people go and kind of try to get some balloons, but you could tell they were shy. My buddy got up there, wasted out of his mind, and Jimmy asked him his name. He tells them his name is Shonuff the Shogun. That reference, though. Questlove got up from behind the drum kit and gives Shonuff a hug. He saw the movie, I guess. My friend proceeded to ninja kick all the balloons, and Jimmy told him he just won a lifetime supply of soft taco kits. The Roots played
Oh my god.
The Roots played a song, Who is the Master? I lived with him at the time, and we seriously had 2 pallets of taco kits dropped off at our house. We had them in the cabinets, in the living room entertainment center, gave them away. But 1,000 boxes of taco kits is hard to give away. We donated about 200 when we realized we wouldn't use them all. Wow.
Well, it ain't soft to give away.
Damn it. In the 90s, my granddad won a lifetime supply of Reader's Digest. He was the only doctor in a small village in India, population less than 1,000. He started stacking them up in his clinic, and the village kids would randomly browse through them. As long as there wasn't a rush or they weren't being loud, my granddad would let them sit there for as long as they wanted. I spent my summer vacations in the village with my grandparents. My parents had moved to a nearby city long before I was born, and so it happened that every summer I'd come to the village to find my rural friends speak better English than anyone else in the village, and in some cases better than my English school-educated city friends, and sharing jokes from the Life's Like That and Laughter is the Best Medicine sections. Every time I think back on it, I feel happy and proud of my granddad. Well, there you go.
Yeah, everything turned out better than expected.
This list just keeps going, and it's definitely going to be the last one we do for the night, but it's just amazing so far. There's still more.
I'm enjoying this.
I am already gonna rate this.
Wait a minute, is this a lifetime supply of lifetime supply, Joe?
Holy
oh my
shit.
fucking god.
I don't know.
Our
We'll
minds
find.
have just been blown.
That's meta. I went to a school with a kid whose mom won a lifetime supply of aluminum foil. They wrap everything in foil. His whole lunch every day was wrapped in foil. Sandwich, fruit, etc. And then they made one of those baking pouches, and that's his lunch bag. When we had a dessert potluck, his cookies came wrapped in foil. I asked him all about it once, and he said that they even wrap all their Christmas presents in it, and they still get too many boxes of it. They even give it away to friends and family. That is a lot of foil. Wow.
Horror movie ending. They're all wrapped in foil.
Awesome.
I went to a music festival announcement party for a new festival. Everyone got an envelope upon entry, which clearly had passes in them, but everyone was told not to open them. At the end of the night, if you still had a sealed envelope, they gave you a lifetime pass. I think about 20 out of 200 people won. So far, there have only been 2 years of the festival, but they just confirmed the third. 2 of the best weekends of my life. I would definitely recommend. Nice. When I was little, I won a lifetime supply of apples by correctly guessing how many were in a barrel. There were 110, and I guessed 109. The prize was 110 apples at a time each month. It was insane. After the first delivery, my parents begged them to stop. It's impossible for a family of 3 to go through 110 apples before they rot, and our neighbors stopped answering the door when they saw my parents standing there with bags of apples. It quickly became, dag nabbit, here comes Sandra, and this time she has apple pie, apple crisp, frozen apples, apple cores, dried apple chips, those creepy old people dolls with rotten apple faces, apples specifically to put into a pig's mouth, apple cider, apple juice, apple seeds, apple stems, an apple tree, apple butter, candy apples, bacon-wrapped apples, apple sandwiches, apple polenta, apple pancakes, and several empty apple barrels. I feel like I'm in a certain scene in Forrest Gump there.
Yeah, just replace shrimp with apples.
Yeah. This dude in my high school won a year's supply of Dr. Pepper. Like clockwork, every month they turn up and drop off a crate full of cans. Apparently, by the second month he was sick of it, so he started bringing them to school and selling them for slightly less than the shop by the school was selling them for. He made a tidy profit and was able to buy himself an Xbox 360 with some of his earnings. I do remember one particularly funny moment. A teacher saw him receiving money from another kid and then producing a second backpack from under his desk. She went crazy thinking he was dealing in her class, only to open his bag and find about 20 cans of Dr. Pepper. I got the Dr. P. You got my money, bitch.
I drank about 15 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
You got the stuff.
I won a lifetime supply of Mars bars when I was 15. Do they still make those? Holy shit. I get a box of 30 delivered every month. For the first 6 months, it was awesome. Never had to buy chocolate. Had plenty to share with my friends. After a year, it was hard to even give them away as everyone was sick of Mars bars. Now, every 3 months or so, I deliver 75 or so from my local food bank. I'm currently living in Thailand. I dread to think of how many Mars bars I'm going to go home to. All the Mars
God,
bars.
So many Mars.
I won a year's supply of Land O'Lakes butter. Oh, another butter one. Last year at a Minnesota Gopher hockey game. I received 730 sticks of the stuff. That's hella butter. Needless to say, our fridge did not have enough room. Being that it was winter, I stocked the fridge with what it could handle and placed the rest of the boxes out back on my duck hunting boat. I completely forgot that I put it there, as we never ran out of the original fridge stock. I untapped my... Oh, God. I untapped my boat in the fall in this duck season to find nearly the entire bottom of the boat covered in butter. I guess one of our 104-degree days had its way with my prize.
Man, they better be able to finish it all.
Oh, I know that, Karen, but I didn't think they still made the original Mars bar, though. My mom won a year's supply of Skittles in the form of over 1,000 coupons for a free bag, but you can only redeem 5 coupons at a time at any one store. I've sat in Rubbermaid filled with Skittles, made giant balls of compressed Skittles, made it rain Skittles style at my friend's wedding, thrown up hundreds of rainbows. Still love them.
And that is how LaCroix began. By diluting one Skittle.
One single Skittle into a giant vat.
Thousands of years ago, there was
Before
a Skittle.
Thousands of years ago, before Sigourney Weaver, there were Skittles everywhere.
All right. In 19... You still haven't seen Star Wars Episode 8, Chris? Get on that, dude. In 1974, he's like, I better watch it before Episode 9 comes out. Like, yeah. In 1974, my dad was a detective in the Vice Squad. One night, they busted a few guys driving a truck that had many kilos of illegal substances hidden amongst a shipment of razors. After the trial, all the guys in his unit got to take home as many as they wanted. I was born 8 years later, and neither he nor I have ever bought razors since. If someone sees me shaving, they might ask where I got that 1970s razor, so I tell them, the 1970s.
I like that.
Amazing.
You must offer yourself to the great Skittles ape.
In order to celebrate the opening of a new location, our local Hardee's was giving away a year's supply of thick burgers to I would say an unlucky individual, but they're claiming to say lucky individual. My dad won, but it ended up being only 2 burgers per week, thus equaling only 104 free burgers, which still isn't bad, except the fact that I live in a family of 5 who like to eat and didn't live the healthiest of lifestyles. We ate all our free burgers within a week and a half.
Oh my god!
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, it's time for math with Necro VMX. Okay, so, okay, a week and a half, right? So, we're saying that's like 10 days, you know? So that's 10, okay, so 104 divided by 10 is obviously 10 and a half, right? 10.4. But here's where we get it. How many people in that?
3?
Was it 3?
A family of 5.
Oh, 5.
Oh, it was 5.
Okay.
That's
So,
a little...
5 people ate 104 burgers in 10 days. And they survived. Well, at least one of them survived to tell the story, you know.
And they all had their colons removed.
Yeah. That's where all the thick burgers wound up. They never made it past the colon.
Nope.
I won a year's supply of Kraft mac and cheese for trying to win the contest of getting your face on the box. All I wanted to win was that trip to SeaWorld, but all I got was an honorable mention, so mac and cheese for a year will suffice. Acceptable.
I would
That's a
hate
lot of
mac
Kraft
and
dinner.
cheese so fucking much.
I don't eat it out the box. I gotta make it.
It's a lot of Kraft dinner.
Yeah.
Like I can deal with box, mac and cheese.
I
But,
could eat it. I just don't prefer to. I have to gussy it up a lot though, you know.
Yeah, I have to be at the point where it's like I need to eat something, or my stomach is going to start having
Eating
like,
you.
Yeah.
I never
I
got.
got the shake, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have this box.
Okay, we're overtime here, so I got to get through the rest of this. I never got the full story on how they got them, but my grandparents somehow ended up with 24 or so pallets of Tic Tacs of various flavors. Imagine how many Tic Tacs in a pallet, and then there's like 24 pallets. To put this in perspective, consider how big those plastic containers Tic Tacs come in are. Now consider how many you could fit in a fully stacked pallet and multiply it several times over. Yeah, it was pretty awesome until we ran out of orange ones.
Yeah, right.
They don't make the orange
Those
ones
are so
anymore.
good.
They don't make them anymore.
No? Oh.
Yeah, the orange. They don't make the orange ones anymore. My brother-in-law won the Chipotle Adventurito thing and won free burritos for a year. There were 52 coupons for burritos. He used some of them, but now he uses them as an alternative currency. The homeless man asking for money?
Yeah.
Chipotle burrito. Not sure what to do for a casual gift? Chipotle burrito coupon. Want to tip a person without giving money? Here's a burrito. Guess what I got for Christmas?
A burrito.
That's the best thing to do with them, to be honest. Don't eat them yourself.
I don't think that it's a good Christmas gift, but okay.
But I don't think it's a thing to... Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not a lifetime supply, but a year's supply of free McDonald's. Basically, my family of three won 6 punch card coupons that each gave us a free value meal once a week. Since my parents are very excited about free things, you better believe we were in McDonald's twice a week, every week for the entire year. Not a single fry was to go to waste. I can't even look at McDonald's without feeling vaguely nauseous anymore.
I can only imagine.
Wow.
A lot of empty calories right there.
Yeah. When we were kids, we were... Empty calories, you're funny. When we were kids, we were rarely... Eat around the banana. It's just empty calories. Yeah. When we were kids, we were rarely allowed junk food, but my little brother was really sick and wouldn't eat. My mom was so desperate to get him to eat something that she told him he could have any food in the world he wanted. He picked Oreos. The one box of Oreos we bought turned out to be the winning box of a year's supply of Oreos. How many, you ask, is a year's supply of Oreos? I'm glad you asked. It was 365 boxes. That's a box a day of Oreos. That's hella cookies.
Oh my god.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
I like Oreos, but not that much. As a family of 4 individuals who did not normally eat junk food, needless to say, this was quite more than 1 year's worth of Oreos for us. We kept a couple of boxes, and then my parents took the rest to a food bank as they were delivered.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a good place.
Yeah. My wife ended up with crates of new maxi pads and a lifetime supply of Tums antacid. That's 2 very different things, but okay.
They tend to kind of go together.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's fair. They worked with a market research firm that would give them household products and select consumers to gather information on end users' experiences with the products. Items like soap, toothpaste, and deodorant were commonly placed. Anyway, the firm received way too many sanitary napkins in one study and too many Tums in another. The surplus products are not needed for the end of the study. They typically have no labels and they cannot be sold commercially, and the supplier never wants them back, so the staff can take the items home. My wife, being the thrifty darling she is, grabbed every single crate of pads available since no one else wanted them. The pads filled our basement. It took her many years to go through them all. We still have the Tums. Having at least several shoe boxes of Tums is truly a lifetime supply.
They kind of go bad after a while.
Yeah, when they get like stale and lose their potency.
I don't actually.
Or did you mean the maxi pads? Okay.
No, but they have an expiry date on them. I think it's because there's like supposed to be one.
I think there's a law that any consumable product, whether it's food or drugs, has to have an expiration date, even if it doesn't ever really go bad. Okay, so unfortunately, I have to, say that this is the last one that we're going to do right here. So, damn, this is ending. I've enjoyed this list.
We should put a pin in it and continue later on.
No, this is the last one. We've actually reached the bottom of the page.
Oh, I thought you were just like putting a stop to it.
No.
We gotta stop just fucking talking.
I've done that, but not this time. This is the last one here.
Okay.
A friend of mine used to run science fiction conventions. Once word gets out, movie studios send you a free promo swag. Normally it's like 50 posters, 100 keychains, 200 buttons, or something like that. One day a Mack truck pulled up and gave him 8 pallets of foam novelty flying discs for the movie Blade. 8 pallets. Each pallet had dozens of boxes, and each box had about 50 of these red foam ninja star-like foam discs about the size of a salad plate and about an inch thick. They didn't fly. They were too thick and too light. It was like throwing a huge potato chip. They were stamped with the movie logo with a crusty ink that flaked off easily. People thought at first, oh, cool, ninja frisbees. But then when they didn't fly and left ink on their hands, they didn't want them, so my friend was stuck with thousands of these things. Later, he ended up using it to supplement his attic insulation.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if years from now, when somebody buys his house, if they'll wonder what weird insulation company the previous owner used.
The kids are gonna find them, and it's gonna be like South Park, that episode where they had like the weapons, and they're like, let's go together.
Protect my balls. Wow. Okay, that is an A+ list. That was
A+ is
It
all
was-
around, man.
Fucking-
it was definitely.
amazing.
That was an F.
Amazing.
list.
Amazeballs. I thank
A
you.
lifetime supply of laughter.
Well, I I thank everybody. We're going to go over to the Gibbsy time to raid screen. I thank everybody for coming by to the stream. I had a lot of fun doing it. And, hi, YouTube. This will be up a few days later. We're on YouTube as well.
Hi, YouTube.
Oh, hi.
We're gonna do a raid. Guys, please stick around for the raid. Please do not bail on the raid. If you are a subscriber to my channel, please use the emojis raid, oof, rave, honk, and all that happy crappy. If you're not a subscriber, please consider it because it really does help me out. I needs the cash. And, there's a name I haven't raided in a while. And I think it's 2 people that I know here. Yes, we are going to raid my friend Felgoth, and he is currently...
I was wondering.
Yes, and he is currently streaming with my other friend, the Pun Hit Wonder. They're doing a retro stream, currently doing 2-player in Contra 3 The Alien Wars.
Retro, my god.
Everybody, please stick around for this raid because your lives are going to be enriched. by
Yes,
this dance.
because Pun does a dance when he... not Pun,
Felgoth.
Felgoth does a dance when he gets raided. Pun throws himself to the ground.
Amazing.
So, I love that Courtney's over there, like, damn, Courtney, you could have been hanging out with us and List Critics, but alright, whatever.
Hey, she's having fun with them. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to head over there. Let me go over the schedule real quick for you guys. Join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. for some Dragon Quest III mobile streaming. Hell yes. Monday at 1 p.m. we're going to be starting Injustice 2. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pokemon Red 721. This time for real, it will be the last stream of that. Wednesday at 1 p.m. Dragon Quest 11. Thursday at 8 p.m. we're going to be continuing Guacamelee 2. Friday at 2 p.m. more Dragon Quest 11. And then Saturday at 8 p.m. we're going to be starting our stream of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You know that's going to be dope. I'll see you guys there. I'll see you guys on Philgoth's stream. I'll see you guys on Discord. I'll just fucking see you guys in general. Here we fucking go.
Always seeing us.